Wow. Wow, 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 wow. What's going on? The camera's a little bit. Good. Bigly Bungus. That's real. Real. How you doing, Charles? That is some real shit. Okay, let me see here. Wow, epic. We got music today. Might be a little bit too quiet, but whatever. I might stop it, to be honest. But how are you doing, Charles? How was your day today? Actually, yeah, it's actually so distracting. I think just for an intro it makes sense, but how was your day? Pretty good. That's good. What did you do? Did you just work a full day today? I'm gonna open Epic Games first. Lay Epic Games launcher. And cheese. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, just work. I can't complain. Eating a chicken sandwich. Nice. That is nice to hear. Sounds very chill. What are you doing for work now these days? You enjoying that? Writing smut? Is that facts? Writing erotic novels? I mean, it sounds like a dream job. Wow. That's cool. Do they is it for like commission or what? Or how does that work? Or is it just your niche? All right, let's open this up. That's cool though. Love to see it. Launched it last week online as a serial. Oh, like a series or serial? Dang. I'm like creatively bankrupt when it comes to writing. Writing is writing to me I feel like is kind of music where I don't understand it and I can't like free ball it, free form it in any kind of meaningful capacity. Um Let me actually open Blender first. Do this one. Lincoln Yard. I do like to do, or like in MMOs, role playing is fun, but writing dialogue, I felt like I was always sweating because I had no idea what to say. Just like, what would this person say? That was them. But ESO actually has a pretty big role playing community. It's kind of sweet. I think a lot of them, I don't know about a lot, but there's certainly people in that community who do writing, a lot of writing. This is pretty good. Could be maybe a little bit more, but I'm curious how stretched would it really need to be? Bunch of nerds. I mean, yeah, but you know, it's cool to be a nerd. It is cool to be a nerd. No longer do we nerd shame. It's come full circle. in terms of what's cool about being a nerd, and then now it's like now it's seen as like corny or something, I guess. But not if you're like genuine, you know what I mean? It's like people who play tabletop games are nerdy in a traditional way, and that's still based. But then people who like LARP as nerds uh are, you know, that's the the cultural horseshoe where it's come all the way back around on the other side, and it's like we don't want this. It's basically the Ellen DeGeneres pipeline, right? Where eventually a meme gets onto the Ellen DeGeneres show, and that's when you know it's pretty much completed its life cycle. That's like the assisted death pod, basically, of an organism, of a meme. Like you, yes. You nerd LARPer. The nerd LARPer or the traditionalist tabletopist? I can't even call. I'm like a Warhammer enthusiast. I quite like it, and I have some models that I've painted, but the only games I've played have been with incomplete models and with less. Well, I've played 2,000 point games with Eli, but I'm not a real nerd, unfortunately, or at least not a tabletop nerd, sadly. True. But you know the vibes. One day, maybe we could check. Well, whatever. I'll check Warhammer Community right now. I just saw was this their anniversary mini? This one. Or it's just like a Darkwater thing. I really quite like this. I thought this is a cool mini. I think the paint is really quite carrying this one, but I mean, it is just a nice sculpt. I really like this when they do kind of the blue tinted steel armor. I like love that aesthetic. This is just like a really sweet model. But the World Champ previews are Friday, so there's going to be a bunch of stuff there. And that'll be crazy. Streamer is a gatekeeper. Yeah. Paint is carrying the sculpt. Do you think so? It's a cool sculpt. I like the armor. I like the face. I think GW faces are always a little bit weird, but I like when they're upset. I like when they're really, I don't know. GW has like expressive faces in a fun way. The face goes hard though. Yeah, it does. Cool sword too. This is also, in terms of the aesthetic that I love when it comes to fantasy stuff, this is pretty much it. Like a person running with a two-handed, sword is 100% my like niche kind of archetypical warrior caricature that I'm like obsessed with. Like literally all of my Black Templars have this pose. I bought Sword Brethren that are supposed to have a power weapon and like a heavy bolter in one hand, and I literally just like converted the sculpt so they're all two-handing their swords, and then they have their heavy bolter on the back. I think some of them have one of them has like a pyre pistol and a plasma pistol, but nerd. True, dude, I just love it. I don't know what to tell you. It's just something about that, you know what I mean? It's cool. It's a lot of commitment, to hold a weapon like that, two hands. You got no utility outside of that, you know what I mean? Especially in the in the Warhammer world where everything's just shooting at you. Kind of ballsy. But yeah. I've never been a fan of dual wielding. I feel like dual wielding is it's like badass in a Max Payne kind of way. Like there's certain characters that I think if it's their gimmick, it's fine. But on pure aesthetics, I just like aesthetics alone. The two-handed, the Zweihander approach is just goated. Me fixing bayonet charge to the machine gun at 50 meters. True. When I become the Secretary of Defense, I'm gonna call everybody into a conference near the Pentagon and be like, you guys look like pansies with all your sidearms and your ARs, your standard issue rifles. You need to run in with a two-handed piece of wood and you need to bonk the enemy into submission. All right, I'm gonna export all these. That is true. That is how you win. It's all mind games too. I mean, would you really fear? Were you gonna fear a man, you know, who's like strapped with all these rifles and stuff, or are you gonna really fear the guy who's running at you with a giant piece of wood? I think the mental game is one there. You know what I'm saying? That is I don't know what to say. It's just how it is. I'm glad I named these something different, but they did that. Sat down generalization. Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's what I'm saying. I'm making fun of that, exactly that moment where Hegseth and Trump just I mean, it was more Hegseth than anything else, but called them all into a room and was like, we can't have fat soldiers, guys. It makes me sick. Y'all need to be clean shaven. All the pictures of like the generals' faces and stuff. I'm not gonna pretend like I'm some kind of body language expert, but I'm sure most of them were just like, why the this could have been an email, bro. Like, we did not need to be here for this. Could have been an email. Chicken sandwich too big, can't finish. What do? Well, you save it, dude. You gotta wrap it up. You gotta save it for later. It's the only thing that makes sense, you know? Split tree, very important. You wrap it up, you save it for later, and then you enjoy a succulent meal later. Now, these are some trees. Let me see what this looks like from the ground here. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Dun, 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 dun. This grass is so green. Kind of crazy. Streamer smart. Oh, yeah. Big smart. Saving things for later really is the story of my life. My stomach too small. I have really bad eating habits because it's super easy for me to overeat because I'm really inconsistent with how I eat. So when and it just takes a long time for me to finally be willing to eat something because I know it's just going to take a bunch of time. So I never like doing it. And then when I do, I've built up all this hunger. So I eat, you know, my eyes are always larger than my stomach. And then I end up getting absolutely obliterated by my my improper satiating assumption, you know? Be like, oh, I could eat this whole thing. It usually ends up being something that I can eat in one sitting if I really try, like a burrito or something, where it's like I know I realistically know when to stop eating. I think I'm just kind of a dumb animal that wants to just do it anyway. You know, that sucks. It is what it is. Still trying to figure out how to balance everything right now. Like I started I think I started my current lifestyle later than I really should have. I was so used to just kind of having so much flex time where I could really just, you know, do what I want when I want in terms of when I'm working and then when I'm doing like hobby stuff. And then now that I have like a 9 to 5, I have the structure, but I just have less time. So it's like I could be eating right now, but to be honest, I'd rather put in some hours and then eat something small later. But you know, we'll figure it out. Have you ever tried meal prepping smaller stuff so you can get through the day? I should do that. I absolutely should do that. I haven't really tried it because I'm pretty lazy. I need to just I end up also just getting really distracted too, obviously, but I need to pretty much just take the time to like plan out exactly what I'm going to do. I've there's a couple things that I've picked up on like making quick meals. Like I had never done this before, but microwaving eggs in a mug actually was such a convenient way to just heat up eggs really quick. So I just put like crack a couple eggs, put it in a mug with some cheese, um and then microwave it for like 2 minutes, and then it's just like fluffy eggs that I can just eat with a fork like really quickly. And that's something that is super, super easy to do. Um, I don't know if you've ever done that before, but it feels like something that I probably should have done years ago and I just never did. I think I'm gonna set up something first here and see. A bit pricier, but you could also grab ready meal. Yeah, that's true. And I mean that wouldn't even be a too bad of an idea. Um, I spend too much money on food in general, I think, because I tend to just eat whatever's like near me. But I do grocery shop, so like the food that I eat later in the day is always something that I'm making, because I'm home. But when I'm out at work, it's like I regret not meal prepping. You have poached them in the microwave before, even though it's kind of dangerous. I've never poached. I don't even know what like poached eggs are. Isn't that when you boil it? Or no, you like. No, that's something different. Well, I was gonna say when you put it in like boiling water, and you like open it and then put it in boiling water. Like for like ramen or something. Is that what it is? Oh, okay. Yeah, I've never done that. Boil it without the shell. Gotcha. Okay. Well, I mean, what kind of consistency does that get you for the egg? Because I honestly, microwaving is now my new favorite. I used to just do sunny side up completely. So like, I would just put an egg, oil in the pan, put the egg in, and then once the bottom gets pretty rigid, I'll like take it out, and I like that because I like the yolk a little bit runny. But then once I started putting them in the cup, and then I like whisk them, and then microwave it. It's so good. Oh yo, oh, sound effects guy, welcome back. What's up? How you doing? Oh my god, with the prime, man, I appreciate that. I appreciate that so much. Long time no see. I know. It's been a while. I kind of like died for a little bit, and then I was just crashing out because I had no job. So I was like, what am I gonna do? But I'm a working man now, and I got about 3 hours out of the day that I can start streaming. So from 6 to 9, I'm gonna try and be pretty much live every day. So, but it's good to see you. How have you been? How have your projects been? Congrats, thank you. It's a big adjustment, and it's taking a toll. I gotta I gotta get my shit together. But I'm very grateful to have, yeah, some level of stability now. But yeah. Abernicked. Group promo play just sell feet pics. Man, if I was a cute girl, it would be so over for everybody. Like, I don't know, maybe I'm not thinking the right way, but if I felt like I could just sell feet pics and make big money, you kidding me? I am not above that at all. I respect that hustle beyond formal employment. Been great. We just had our new trailer. Nice. In the fall Xbox showcase on IGN. Wow. Dude, that's sweet. Do you have a link to that? I'd be down to see that on stream. That'd be sick. Yeah, I was hoping I would hear an update on that game from you, because that's looking pretty cool. Then they're on their Xbox's IGN showcase. Interesting. I didn't know IGN was still out there vibing. I feel like I haven't heard too much from them. But I also don't tend to keep up with video game news in general unless it's like an indie game thing on Twitter. Here's what I'm gonna do, actually. I'm gonna make this into I have a couple ideas for where I want this to go, but I think I like the idea of just making the forest like deep a little bit here. But let's see. Okay, you got it. No live stream, okay. Twitch. But thank you. I mean, thank you again for the Prime, man. I really appreciate that. Support means a lot, man. You know. Here we go. Oh, just the trailer. Gotcha. Here, let's see. Don't fret. Here. Is it too loud? I think it's not. It should be good. Let me know if it's too loud. Wow, wait, I want to see that very, very beginning. From the creator of Rocket Music. Wow.
I was wondering when you'd finally find time to pay me a visit.
Hello? Oh my god. It's like me at a computer all day. It kind of reminds me almost of like BioShock a little bit. I feel like the way the aesthetic of it kind of reminds me of like when you're going in Rapture for the first time and everything's all like messed up. You know, bad things happen to you.
What are you doing here? We're not supposed to be out in the halls at night, but I couldn't help myself.
What are these things?
Nice.
I don't know, Fred. Nobody does.
Wow.
Don't look so frightened, my boy. You've come to a rather difficult passage, I'm afraid. The object of
So
your
did you do all of the sound effects, like, or more, like the technical side, like the recording and the technical side? So when you open a door and it like makes a noise, was that pretty much like all you mostly? We're in the third trailer, or we're the third trailer in the showcase, so right towards the beginning. Dude, that's awesome. That's sweet. So many BioShock reference images were used. Oh, really? Okay. I mean, I totally feel it. It totally gives me that vibe, or that aesthetic.
And Fred,
Yeah, there's something, I don't know, there's something about that. It's like the lighting and the movement and the really thick contrast, I think is just, it totally makes me think BioShock. Hey, motherfucker Jones, what's up? How you doing? Yo, welcome back.
Yeah.
We're checking out a game that Sound Effects guy had the pleasure of working on. Is it done? I don't know how much you can say, but this trailer was this was the, what was it, the IGN or the Fall Xbox Showcase. Let's see. We have a guy who makes most of the sounds, and I did the audio programming and implementation. Gotcha.
Now run along.
Wow, this guy's cool. Is it like a cassette tape? Yeah. Oh, nice. Oh, there you go. Wishlist it now, guys. Don't fret. Cast reveal trailer. Are these the devs? Toasty Marshmallow? Interesting. Wow, Xbox. Oh my god. Poggers. Thanks for all the support. Let's heckin' go. Hell yeah. It's doing well. Good review. I forgot you can't see you can't see this links anymore. That's awesome. Well, it sounds like, I mean, it's received really well, dude. Nice. Not done yet. We're blocking out the end of the game right now, and we're getting ready to drop a new demo. Gotcha. In a few months, and then you'll be polishing Q&A and then porting to Xbox, PlayStation 5, and Switch. I see. So is it gonna come out on PC first, and then, well, that was the Xbox trailer, right? So is it gonna come out like at the same time on console, or is there gonna be a bit of a delay? We can tell so much about you based on your YouTube videos. What were even my I feel like you guys already understand me pretty well. And the kind of content that I would watch off stream. There's Erudite. I don't know what this is though, North Star Radio. What are these suggestions? I don't even act. The only things I ever. Oh, there's me. What the heck? Wait, streamed 20 hours ago. I wonder when the last video I even really watched is. I feel like I watched 5 minutes of a video and then I can't do it. I like don't have the attention span for YouTube anymore. I did watch Erudite earlier today though, but I thought she was going to be debating Myron Gaines. So. The cast list at the end is all the nerdcore artists who did the voices. Oh, okay, I see. It depends on how long it takes porting them to get it ready for console release, but we're hoping for a Q3 4 26 full release. Nice. Nice. Wow. I mean, yeah, that's gotta be really exciting being at the later stages of production. I never thought about how kind of like crazy it is to be porting games onto other consoles, or like what that even entails. I remember Nerdy Punk Dev sort of talking about all that for a bit, like getting the license for porting onto like Switch and stuff, and just like, geez, sounds pretty crazy, but yeah, like a lengthy process. I think Nintendo or Sony, one of them is really difficult to get a dev kit, I think. But I mean, you have to be, I really don't know anything about game dev, I guess, but you already have to have some, like you have to have the dev kit to be able to port it over, right? And you're probably going to have that before you're even, like it wouldn't be an afterthought. Like if you're not going to make your game and be like, actually, I want it to be on PlayStation, I think you have to, there's like some proprietary stuff you're probably going to have to manage before you do that, before you actually put it over. I could totally be wrong. If I'm spreading misinformation, go ahead and, you know, clip this and then call me a misinformation spreader. I'm debating if I want to have this area raised up so that you go in and see it from the side, or if you're looking down at this. Maybe I think I'll go down a bit. Like how much, if I put enough fog to where you can't even see the tips of the trees, it won't matter. Otherwise, I'm going to have a canopy that goes completely over. And considering these trees aren't going to be, these trees are going to be dead, I actually don't know how much, or like if I want to put a canopy or not. Let me see something. You are fake news? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I can't deny that though. It's a giant pain in the ass. Each console has their own stipulations for games that are released on their platforms. Like, oh yeah, oh my god, I didn't even think about the rating. I think you had talked about that a little bit though. The rating being official and various other red tape. Geez, yeah, I'm sure that's a nightmare, dude. Probably reading like so much policy too. I feel like I hear about that quite a bit in terms of what rating people are like shooting for certain ratings, but then it's hard to get certain things. Like I also wonder how much rating affects your game in terms of like optics and sales, because when I was a kid, I felt like if a game was rated M, I was more interested in buying it because I was like, ooh, this is like an adult game. Like this is gonna be like edgy, you know? And then I mean, I don't even think about rating anymore because I know what I'm gonna get when I look at the game. Like I'm not looking at Half Sword and thinking like, I wonder if this is rated T, you know what I mean? Yeah. Here, I think considering these trees are low-key dead, do I want it to be a forest or do I stick with it being a little bit cooked? I think we cook it up a bit. Let me check it what we're going at. We're shooting for T, but you're real close to that M rating. It seems like it would be closer to the M rating just because I did see like I don't know what their stipulations are, but like blood and I didn't really see any like gore or anything like that, but actually I do kind of remember what I want here. Can I get my thing, please? Where's my landscape editor? But like, where's my brushes for my landscape? Did I get griefed? Layers? No. Window? Landscape. Where's my landscape editor? I'm in landscape mode. Am I dumb? I think I moved it by accident. 10-year-olds play GTA, 30-year-olds play Animal Crossing real. I mean, that's kind of, dude, I remember, I'll never forget convincing my mom to let me let me buy Gears of War. I don't know why she let me do this, but like basically my defense was that it wasn't GTA. So I was like, yes, you're guys and you have chainsaws on your guns and you're cutting up people and you're chainsawing people and it's crazy, but you're saving the world. The people that you're chainsawing and killing aren't people. They're called locusts and they just look like people, but they're like underground monster things. It's not GTA, so there's not hookers. There's not anything pornographic, you know? It's just a bunch of guys trying to save the world. My mom's like, all right, whatever. She's like, what are you talking about? And we have a publishing partner, same publishing team as Hello Neighbor. Oh, whoa. Ooh, and Five Nights at Freddy's and Poppy's Playtime. So they're handling a lot of the politics and the plot. Oh, that's good. That's good. Sounds like they're fighting your battle. I like trying to talk people into switching to Blender. I feel that. But the texturing I see people do is top notch. On what? In Blender or like in a different thing, you mean? Is it here? Wait, hold on. Let me see. Immersive view. Hold on. UE5. Landscape mode. Lost my brushes. Where is it? Top of your landscape. Should give you the right streaming level. Yes, sir. Control left mouse. I mean, yeah, I'm still here. I want to see the I want to see the context menu though. Where's the menu? Enable edit layers. Hold on. Bruh. No. Window. Edit mode. Visual. No. Details. Okay. I don't know why I can't find it. I don't know, Blender Mormonism was a thing. I just see really high quality textures elsewhere. I always wanted to try body paint, but that's 3ds Max. I don't know what Blender Mormonism is. It's like solo, like Blender supremacy. It looks like it's hidden above your viewport tab. Oh, is it? Oh, dude, thank you. Oh my God. Shout out sound effects guy. I can move this, right? Wait. I have to, why did I all of a sudden forget how to do anything in this? How did it get moved over to the side? Can I just grab it and pull it here? Or I can, why did it get so small? Tiny little, this guy? Oh, there we go. Oh, okay, perfect. It's too easy. It is too easy. Yeah, click the little blue triangle. Yeah, it was like barely little baby blue triangle. Okay, well, we got it. I remembered what I wanted to do with this scene a little bit. Is there a way? Maybe I'm trying to think about how much I actually want to sculpt. I don't mind manually doing it. You know, I actually enjoy. You know what this reminds me of? It reminds me of using Hammer World Editor. Hammer World Editor is so like ass, but to be honest, there's something about like the raising the terrain that just feels good. even though it's such a like it's such a like terrible tool. But I don't know. There's some, and also like whenever you see something made in source, you always know it's in source too. There's like never a doubt, really. It's making a joke based on Mormons having practice of going on missions. Yeah, like visiting people and be like, hey, have you heard of the Church of Blender? Oh, the 3D world. Imagine using anything other than Blender or GIMP for that matter. Shout out GIMP. Photoshop will always be my first love, but you know, GIMP is just goated. I could, you know what I could also do is make a tree line, but to be honest, the fog should be so thick that you actually can't really see very far. So whatever area, I think what I'll do first actually is kind of move out some of these trees and then deal with the terrain later, and I'll kind of get an idea of where I want it to be. You mean Jehovah's? Oh, like the Jehovah's Witness. Oh yeah, maybe that's what it is actually. Wait, I think we're actually thinking of Jehovah's Witness low key. I don't know if it's Mormons that do that. Wait, that's so funny. Yeah, I think it is actually Jehovah's Witness. I use a hex editor to 3D model by flipping individual bits. That's based. I actually do my 3D modeling in binary. I just you know, I do the math in my head about where all the points would be to plot all the points for the vertices, and then I just code it in binary. So don't worry about it, you know. Lately I've been getting into using height map. Ooh, height map images for terrain. Dude, yeah, I think you know what I was trying out for a while was Gaia. I wonder if I still have it. Gaia. I do. I have Gaia, which is free for height maps. I don't know if you remember when I was working on that surfing game, I was really tempted to just make like canyons in Gaia or like mountains and then you know, export them as a height map and then do all that. But with what I'm doing now, I'm not making very complicated scenes, so I can pretty much treat every little bulge in the ground, you know, with love. I can have them, you know, be what's it called? I can have a raised layer only there because I chose to raise it specifically. But if I was making like a large map that needed to be in a very specific way, I think probably using like an actual height map import thing would be cool. But that would be something fun to really mess around. There's so much stuff I would love to do in Unreal. Like at some point, dude, the amount of people that are requesting for me to make like the things I'm making in Unreal playable, and they're just like, dude, just like release a walking sim. I'm like, it feels weird to have people actually interested in what I'm doing in that regard, as opposed to just being like, oh, that's a nice little thing you got there, good job, like thanks. But be like, dude, I want to play in your game. I was like, I don't know, bro. Yeah, I don't know. The fishing mechanics are still something that I would love to do, love to implement. I think I can stretch this out a little bit. I don't know how I feel about this ground. Is this ground too grassy? Do you think the grass deserves a little bit of mud? I can make that decision later. Do you have a moment to talk about our Lord and Savior Blender? That's real. Mormon missionary. Oh, well, there you go. I always felt like Mormons weren't super missionary focused. Although I literally don't know anything about them. Only that they're like from Utah, I think. Use Photoshop, set your 2 paintbrush colors to black and white, select all, filter, generate clouds, export height map. It's almost like a Perlin noise. Oh, that's actually good to know too, because, and I think I've done that in GIMP a little bit, but generating like height maps, or rather kind of like making like a noise texture sort of like that, is a good thing to kind of have handy, because something else that I want to do. Do I have it here? No, I don't. Where's my snow? Let me find it really quick. Something that I worked on, a different piece that I made. Where did I put it? Uh-oh. Is it actually I didn't get rid of it, right? Foliage, rolling, speaker. Maybe it's called fog. Oh, it is here. Mem local fog. It's not in a cube. So this let me just move this into effects right now. Into effects. This was I had to follow a tutorial for this, but I'm trying to make like rolling fog that's kind of more interesting than oh, where is it? The heck? Oh, it's because I'm too close to it. But the thing is, this fog disappears when you get too close. It's basically got also it's like kind of weird because you have to like have it at an angle to see it moving. You can barely see it moving. But it's just like a noise. It's just a noise mask that like runs through some panners and changes like the world position of the volumetric fog. So it pretty much does what I want to do. But something like this is literally only viable if I'm gonna do a still shot render, because something like this would never I would probably never have it in a game unless it was like really far away. And it's it's a little bit weird, but it got the job done for what I was trying to do. So I can't complain too much. But I tell you what, I love raising. I just love raising the ground over and over again. It's so much fun. Poggers. I want to make a little like tower, like a little kind of like an abandoned sort of wizard tower kind of thing, like a little sunken tower, and then I'll just have you walk through it, you know? Little sanctuary. Little sanctuary. You know, I don't even think I have Photoshop downloaded on my computer though, because when I think I do have access now actually, but when I what's it called? When I graduated, I lost my cloud access. So I just uninstalled everything because I was like, well, it's not like I'm gonna pay for this anytime soon. So I just uninstalled everything, and then I just switched over to GIMP completely. But then at my new job, we get Creative Cloud license. So I think I have Photoshop. I have to check though. I'd have to check. And I'd also have to sign with my work thing. So I don't know if that's, I mean, we don't really use it, but we'll see. We will see if that's something that I can do. I'm very down for that. I trolled Nerdy a while back with a hype map picture of a meme. Pictures made of him. Wait, hold on. Let me see that. Let's see. Oh my god. Nice. AI images of Nerdy Punkto. Oh, that's funny. He's even got his headphones. I like his cape. He's kind of swagged out here. Not gonna lie. That's pretty good. Height map test. Yes. That's wonderful. Love to see it. Nerdy Punkta was in here on my first day back, which was what day was that? I think it was Friday last week. Yeah. It's either Thursday or Friday, but that's real. It's just what the ground is like in Finland. True. As somebody who has played GeoGuessr enough to sometimes know where I am, I can confirm that that is just Finland. It's just Finland. You see that and it's Finland. It's either Finland or Greenland sometimes. Or Antarctica sometimes, or Norway maybe. You know. Mellow doggy, mellow doggy. I gotta do something with this dog, but let me shape it up a bit first, so I kind of know where everything's gonna be. I'll just put a tube here so I kind of know what I'm doing. Otherwise, my ADHD brain is gonna regore. Yep. Yippee. Look at that. Now that is a tower. Wonderful. I haven't talked to him in a while. I haven't really had time to hop on Twitch. That's all good. I think he hasn't streamed in a while. I think he I don't remember what exactly it was, but I think he had to take a break for something. I think he was just locking in working. And so he popped in here to say what's up, which is great. And I mean, I took an extremely long break too, and I didn't really get to I didn't really come back on, and I popped into some streams sometimes. Like I was also saying hi like to Jedem and Punk Dev and stuff, but yeah, it's all good. I think everybody, especially right now, I think everybody is kind of fighting for their life. So, you know, I don't blame anyone for not really just like browsing and seeing what's up on Twitch, but it's still, I mean, it's still cool to see, you know, people who are live and making good work. Jedem's still going live. I haven't seen Jedem in a bit, but yeah. I think Nerdy, I don't know if Nerdy said if he was going to be coming back soon or anything like that. Maybe Beat might know, but Beat and Pikaku have been vibing in here too, which is great to see. So it's just been a vibe. Is there a way to randomize the noise a little bit? I guess I could try the I'm interested in just trying this out really quick. I'm gonna save this first though. I've never really done these before. Or these are large brush effects, right? So I could just do, we'll say that that's erosion made by add noise to the height map or blend. So that just goes down. Noise sub add. Oh, I could do both? Oh, but it keeps the height map at like rigid values though. I don't really like that. Maybe that's better. I kind of like the smoother transition, but join on streaming as major political events are happening. True. Dude, you know what's funny is I feel like a lot of the reason I didn't stream is because I would have just been talking about politics nonstop. Like I feel like I was way too caught up in just everything that was happening, and I was like, dude, if I go live, I'm not gonna be able to be like, haha, I love making 3D low poly art. I would have been like, bro, what the fuck is happening with my country, dog? So maybe I'm doing a disservice to myself by not talking about that. There are stronger soldiers than me that are out there that are fighting the good fight. But the world needed him most he vanished. I was still trying to be active in the Discord though, but I think you know, people come in here for the 3D, and I like doing the 3D. If people want to hear something of, you know, political conversation, then we can do that, because I have no problem with it at all. But you know, when it comes to like, what is it that I think I can provide effectively, I think it's like an earnest approach to the kind of the work I'm making. And I certainly would feel really guilty if I was trying to cover something politically and just straight up said like misinformation, or if I was just like saying something totally wrong. Like, you know, I don't know. All that is like, makes me really nervous. I still feel like, you know, talking and having a platform, I don't really have like a platform, but like talking about politics in general is such a big responsibility, you know? Like you can't, when you're talking about politics, you're really talking about people, like people's principles and all the kind of sociological aspects that go along with what happens when you sort of criticize someone's entire worldview or talk about it. So it's like you got a big responsibility to make sure what you're saying is, you know, in good faith and in good like research and stuff. And I'm not putting in the crazy work to do all the research for it, so I'd feel bad if I just talked off the cuff. Unless I could just be like Asmongold and just do culture. You know what I mean? Just do culture. But yeah. Make a separate channel for political commentary on current events. You'll be shocking your pets in a multi-million-dollar mission. I've thought about decoupling my art from other topics I'm interested in, because the only thing is, like, I have my stream name being my name because my practice is certainly my identity. Like, the things that I'm making and the things I want to share are me. And I think having like a gamer tag Twitch handle would be it would feel kind of weird just being like, hey guys, it's, you know, it's low poly gamer god 6'7", you know, here with another, like, I am much more interested in having my name behind things. But what that does though is it kind of, it's not like I couldn't just pivot if I really wanted to, but again, I'd only want to do it if I think it would be really, I don't know how to describe it. Maybe I'm just like afraid of getting super burnt out really quick, because I feel like it wouldn't take very long before I'd be like, this shit is just too exhausting, where at least my practice is something that I know I'll like never really stop. And I don't want to just be talking about something because it's like politically, or like pivot to politics just because I like feel like doing it and then just like get bored with it or something. It's not like a hobby, you know what I mean? It should be, I think it should be something that's like much more committal. So I did want to do debates for a while. I think I'm still open to that. I think what I'll do is I'll probably just be in the Discord, and then if somebody wants to argue with me about something, we'll just do that, because I'm always down to argue with people. Is that your real name? Are you afraid of being doxxed or something? I mean, I feel like all the information that people have about me and my art is public. So I mean, it's the name that I go by. It's not like my full legal name, you know. But it's like, what do I want people to call me? I mean, I want them to call me my name, which is Joey, right? So it's like, that's just where I'm at. If I think also the other thing too is I purposefully have it my name so that I'm much more responsible. Like, I have my name and my face here so that I'm conscious about the responsibility I have to not, you know, say anything too crazy, so that I'm not just like an anonymous person behind a keyboard saying a bunch of wild stuff. Because I think that's, so, you know, the biggest reason why there's so much like vitriol on the internet, because people just kind of have the anonymity and they decouple their like actual life from the things they see on the internet, which is a huge problem. And so I want to make sure that I'm trying to not like contribute to that as much as possible. And so that if I say something, it's like, it's, you know, an earnest attempt at being good faith. So, but I also think I'm generally not a very controversial person. I have some opinions that might, you know, people would like disagree with or something, but I'm not like, I don't have like the strongest stances on like super controversial opinions, I guess. Can't Fed post. Yeah, exactly. And I mean, at the end of the day, here's okay, but here's the pro tip. Okay, what you do is the Anna Kasparian pipeline. All right, all it takes for you is to just get harassed one time, and then people bully you, and then you completely switch up on everybody, and then or you do the Riley Gaines alt-right grift pipeline, where all it takes is for me to say one thing that doesn't super line up with what people want to hear, and then I'm canceled and I'm trending, and I'm like, what's up guys, I'm here I'm on the Tim Pool podcast, I'm going on Joe Rogan next week. This is why I left the left. It's like, that's how you make the big bucks, you know what I mean? The conservative grifter arc. This is how I'm using 3D art to win back the culture war, you know. I'm gonna be an innovator, okay? But yeah, it's totally so I don't Fed post. So I mean, also I think, you know, I want to make sure that I'm consistently mature or whatever. It's like I'm on the internet. I could just say whatever I want, but I don't want to say anything crazy or whatever. But I mean, whatever. It's yeah. It's a professional handle, professional name. Okay. So also there's just never been, if I did have an actual like screen name or something, I feel like I'd be changing it every week. Like if I had some name and it ended up being popular, I would just stick with it. But my Steam name changes like every week. I feel like my random handles are never consistent. So it's like, I'll just go by my name because it makes the most sense. And like all of my information is pretty much public. Like if you search my name, you see the residencies that I did, and like, you know, my like resumes out there. Like it's really not that difficult to find me. And again, if I want people to find me because of my art, so my art is just always going to be attached to my name. So, you know, one day people are just going to be like, oh, Joey, that's that political guy, right? That's the guy who got canceled on Twitch. Okay, but is that even possible anymore though? I was gonna post about it in Discord, but I just kind of felt like I had to stop myself. But Asmongold recently watched Nick Fuentes talk with Tucker Carlson, and like it was so blackpilling to see like the largest political commentator on Twitch just say super unhinged things. Like watching Nick Fuentes and just agreeing with him is like, bro, this is not what we want, bro. This is like not what we want. I'm gonna show up at your house and trick or treating one day, dude. I'll give you all my candy if you do. You'll be like, oh my god, hello, kind stranger. Here's all my gummy bears. I mean, to be fair, my address isn't like out there, but you know, I live in California, so got him. Come find me. Kind of shot myself in the foot not using my name. I never thought I'd make any sort of name for myself under the sound effects guy, and now people are hesitant to approach me for work because they don't know my real name. Oh, interesting. See, I mean, I think that makes sense for what you're saying because you're working in a very like professional capacity. I think if I would say that the same would absolutely apply to me if I was constantly working or if I was looking for work in 3D and art and stuff. And when I used to, I didn't stream any of it, so it made sense. Like my name is on Polycount, my name is on my ArtStation and everything, so it only made sense to use my name. Also, I think of it as like, why would you be an artist and not use your name? And I wasn't thinking of myself as anything else, just because it was like, well, I don't like calling myself an artist because it feels like a fake title. It's like everybody's an artist, I guess, but I'll just put my name on my portfolio so it's there. But now that I'm just kind of doing memes on Twitch, it's like, do I even need to have my name? I mean, I keep it for the responsibility and so that people can find me, I guess. And also when people ask me like, oh, what's your social media? I'm not like, oh, it's like a Warhammer Master 69. It's my you know, it's just my, all of my socials are just my name. I've thought about using an online handle that's a pun on my real name, so it skirts between professional. Yeah, and I think that's what most people do. I think most people kind of do something like that. I think if I were, because for the longest time my name was Joweet, like Joweet, and that's it's not an anagram, but it's like it's just like a play on my name. It's like Joweet, and then for the longest time I just stuck with that. I feel like that was my name on Twitch for a bit, but I guess I changed it. And then there was a period of time where I was ZS_Joey, and that was in reference to zombie survival, because I was just only playing zombie survival. And I was just like, what are all these goofy ass things? So I was just like, I'm just making it my name, so I'm not tempted to change it. But there's times where I want to say things that I shouldn't say online, and I'm like, God, I got my name. It's my name. Can't be too crazy. So it's saved me a couple times, but you know, I think at the end of the day, I also think that something I'm gonna say is like edgy or controversial, and it really isn't. It's more so just because I don't want people to come in and be like, who the fuck is this animal talking about like politics? You know what I mean? But it sounds like you can say whatever you want on Twitch. So, you know what I'm saying? Maybe in most things, maybe might be a blessing in disguise. Okay, there's no such thing as bad publicity. Let's be real. If you want to be famous, I feel like it's really not that hard. You just have to commit to being like outrageous in a very unfortunate way. You know what I mean? Like people are attracted to outrage. So when you see people like arguing and stuff, it's popular. Like people just want to see it. And I love arguing with people, but not in like a really vitriolic way. More in like I really want to, like in like a debate kind of way, you know? Like I'm very interested in people who disagree with me on things because it's really fun to hear people's like logical reasoning for why they think the way they do. And I feel like 9 times out of 10 at the end of the day, it's just like, well, there's some sort of fundamental disagreement. Like I think I talked about this before, but it's like, I don't think I would ever really argue with somebody about abortion because like, you're not gonna ever convince me to not be pro-choice. And I'm not gonna argue about it with you because people who are pro-choice, or sorry, people who are pro-life, a lot of times it ends up boiling down to just that life begins at conception. And if that's what you feel, then like I have nothing to stand on. I'm not gonna even argue with you. It's like, I mean, you can say what you want to say, but at the end of the day, at that point it becomes like a I don't know what you would call it, but like a debate. It becomes debate pervertry, I guess, as they say in the biz, where you're less so arguing about the substance because everybody's just going to cite whatever they want to. And nothing about science really matters in that scenario too, because it's all based off of when you just choose to put that stake in. So you could be a maximalist and be like, we should do abortions like all the way to the, the last trimester or whatever, or you could be moderate and then push it to be within the first trimester, or you can be an invert absolutist and say that, at the very start of intercourse is when the baby is considered made. So it should be illegal to even stop the session. It's like you could go so far in any end of the spectrum, and at the end of the day, you're just having like a logical reasoning argument, and it's like boring to me. It's really boring to me. That it would have been fun in like middle school, It was like fun in middle school when you just want to like argue with people about nothing. But it's like a religious debate. It's like, are you gonna really debate somebody on atheism? Like, who cares, bro? Who cares? Pro-birthers stop caring about fetuses as soon as they're born. True. Well, that's the other thing too. I mean, it's like once it's born, it's got no rights. Maybe they just want everybody to be as miserable as them. Like everybody, there needs to be more people alive so they can suffer. The miracle of childbirth. What middle schoolers debate about abortion? Me, bro. That was me. You kidding me? Arguing with people is so fun. We used to have Socratic seminars in like eighth grade, ninth grade, like early high school too. But somebody's got to do it, So English is. That was more like 8th grade when you're able to kind of take the higher classes or whatever. Unless I'm just misremembering, but definitely remember those Socratic seminars. Absolutely goated. It's always kind of funny because there's always got to be somebody in your class when you're a kid who's going to be like devil's advocate or something. And it's just like, dude, do we really need this? But do it for the love of the game. Taken to its logical extreme, every unfertilized egg has the capacity to be a person, therefore periods are murder. Well, there you go. I mean, the same thing, it's a lot of the same people that are anti-contraception. Yeah, exactly. I mean, there's people who will unironically make the argument that like masturbation is like genocide. You know what I mean? Where it's like you are destroying millions of potential life. It's like, holy moly. See, at that point, I'm just so curious what else this person, because if that's how they genuinely feel, they got to have some crazy opinions. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm so locked in at that point. I'm like, dude, you got to tell me everything. Like, I need to know if you think that if we're living on the giant ice ball theory. Like, I think it's fair for me to say that I'll respect anybody's opinion to the extent that I treat it in good faith. I won't assume that you're saying it to be edgy unless I have a reason to believe so. So I'm always down to just listen to the convo because it's got to be crazy, but only if it's really to like me. I think if it's an online scenario, it's like I don't care unless you want like talking points against those things. But I'm not arguing with these people on a daily basis, so I don't care. When you murder a woman, you should be charged for every egg she's carrying. Oh my god. For every single egg. Well, there you go. That's another Jesus. So it's what would even be the legal definition for that? That's like mass murder, I guess. Masturbation, you mean self-rape? Oh my god, that's an actual take. Jesus. That can't be. Oh god. I mean, you're saying that's an actual take. I would have such a hard time believing somebody actually feels that way. Oh god. People just people got opinions. People really do got opinions. Okay, I'm gonna start putting some of these out. Do I take this a bit and then lower the strength? I think I can get something good here. What's the ad gonna do for me though? Oh, basically nothing. Let me pull this bad boy up and just see what it does. It seemed to just raise it by a set amount, unless I'm being silly. Okay, that was a little bit crazy. I can't even really tell. I feel like it's just moving it based on the alpha and not with any kind of noise. Maybe that's not what's happening. Those are the same people against gay marriage where it ends, kids, animals, trees. Yeah, they'll be the slippery slope people. They'll be like, what's next? Animals? It's like, okay, dude. Okay, dude. It's like a self-report low key. I feel like at that point, when people are when that's people's unironic argument, it's like actually just a self-report. It's like, okay, dude. It's like to them that's what they would do. It's like, oh, what, you're gonna allow gays to get married? Why can't I marry my dog? It's like, bro, ain't nobody saying you're gonna let you marry your dog, bro. The fuck are you talking about? Murder a woman? Oh no. When you know sometime after all in a court of law, not exactly that same moment. Well, there you go. Legalese right there. Only if it's not consensual every time I ask. True, yeah. Do you ask yourself every time? Do you have a moral debate with yourself? You're like, do I want to do this right now? Do you want to do this? Do we want to do this? Every cell in your body is alive. Okay, so when you kill one person, you're killing billions. You're committing an insane. Every time you pick a scab, do you know how many cells you're destroying? Every time you fall off your bike and scrape your knee, do you know what you're really doing? The way you phrase it makes me think of committing murder is inevitability. It's the pipeline. So being conversely conflicted about masturbation. It's a religious teaching and hence feel shame about it. Hence they feel like they're violating themselves. I wonder if that's baked into it. I mean, I know that most of it comes from religious backing. There's people who what's it called? There's people who don't even have like a religious foundational argument for it and they'll still be anti-abortion. Which is always a little bit interesting because most of the time that is sort of the chassis that they use where it's like, well, the Bible says that, you know, all life is precious and this is when life begins. Although I don't even know. I'm not going to pretend like I've read the Bible. But, oh, I didn't even see those lock in dab. Thank you. Sorry. I don't get it. I have to look over to my left side. My neck's blown up. Shimmer ignoring the Venus lock-in. Dude, I'm sorry. I just saw them. Hey, it's not, you can't call it ignoring anymore because I did it. I'm locked in now. I'm locked in. Hi Beat, how you doing by the way? How are you doing this lovely Wednesday? dab. Gonna commit genocide on the bathroom wall. Jesus. There's this graffiti up by where I work, and it's a column. It's a chart with two columns. One says Yowie and the other says Yuri, and people are putting cross marks in it. And every time I see that, I'm like, this wall is hilarious. It's pretty funny, surely there's a way to do this. Estimate streamer, bro. I'm trying, bro. I'm locked in. I ain't calling you a truth up. I don't know. What is this acronym? SDIEBT. If you know, you know. Okay, here's a controversial opinion. Actually, I'll give you two. If you know, you know is the worst, makes me irrationally angry. When people say if you know, you know, I genuinely wish you would have taken like 30 minutes to really think about what you're saying and think, are people going to care that I'm saying this thing? And if they don't know, are they going to be like, oh, are you going to tell me, you know, what's happening here? It's like, or if they do know, do they feel like, oh, I'm in on it now? Like, I'm in on it now. You know, I get it. It's like, yeah, like, oh, if you know, you know, like, get it. I can't stand it. I can't stand it. So, you know, it's one of those things. The other thing is XD. Capital XD is this has an origin story though. One time I was doing a dungeon in Elder Scrolls Online and my tank was a fake tank. People will queue as a fake role in Elder Scrolls Online sometimes for dungeons because it's really difficult. Everybody wants to be DPS and it's hard to get a game if you're queuing as DPS. We had a fake tank who queued as a tank. He died over and over again. Every time he died, he would type capital XD like it was just funny. And I was so frustrated because I just wanted, this is a dungeon that could have been done in like 5 minutes. And this man single-handedly made it take like 30 minutes. And everybody has to be alive for this one specific part. And it's just like, dude, like, and it's not difficult. It's not difficult. It's not like it's like, bro. So every time somebody types XD, I just think about that guy and I'm like, I can't do it. What are these acronyms? Start digging in your butt, twin. If you know, you know. That's crazy. Can you add channel points for live react like 5K? Maybe. You send a lot of links, Beat, so it would be difficult to keep up. 5K, maybe around 5 or 6K. If you know, you know. No flame, by the way. I'm sorry if you know, you know, and you're memeing out, it's cool. I'm just personally, I always just feel like if you know, you know. Maybe it's just because the people who I knew in high school would say that. And I'm like, I don't like it. You either know or you don't. You don't need to include that. It's like period. I don't like when people say period. When people say like period it. That was like a thing that a lot of people were saying. I'm like, you don't need that. Like the sentence is already over. You know what I mean? Like you can finish the sentence and then actually add a period it. I just don't get it. You know, maybe I don't know. There's this whole esoteric world of linguistics that I'll never be interested in. You have 18K XD. Whenever I see XD, this is what I always just do the lowercase. I always do this. XD. You got to check the songs I send. You got to give me pick the link you want me to check out. What is this one? That's epic. Pick the link. That one. Oh, wait, have I seen this before? Oh my god, Jim E. Brown. Wait, do you know Jim E. Brown? I just saw him right here.
You hate it when I stand, but
Paleo Pony Club.
crazy visions of me on the land. And I heard that there's a special place.
I've never heard this.
Fill new niches every single day. I'm having wicked dreams of crawling from the sea. Here, you're America.
New genus. Who dis?
Make my mama proud. It's gonna cause a scene. She sees her fishy girl. I know she's gonna scream. God, what have you done?
What is this?
First in tetrapod, and you dance on the sand. Oh, mama, I'm just having fun on the land with my limbs. It's where I belong. 'Cause
Wow.
I'm a stem tetrapod. I'm gonna keep on dancing. I'm a stem tetrapod.
Stem tetrapod. Oh, it was that. It was the original one.
I'm gonna keep on
I don't think the
dancing
streamers heard the
on
original song. This one.
Mario.
The Cheesy Coney Club is better. Interesting.
I'm gonna keep on dancing. I'm a stem tetrapod. Stem tetrapod.
This one. Was this like the one of the first genus to have like be like semi-aquatic or something? Or be like able to go on land with feet? Is it like the meme where it's like this niche empty feet? This one? That's your homeland? You're talking about Hot Dog Harv. In Cincinnati, where you're from. Hot Dog Harv. I don't know what that is. Jim E. Brown? I was talking about Jim E. Brown. Coney? Oh. Cheese Coney Club. Oh, like the actual food. Oh, sorry, I'm low IQ, guys. You gotta remember what you're working with here. Cincinnati, Ohio mentioned. Sorry about the Bengals, man. The Jets had to win against somebody. You know, I don't take it personal. It says Pink Pony Club by Chappelle Roan. Oh, I see. Yeah, I haven't heard the original. That's why. That is why. I'm not. My music taste is really. How do I say? Dumb. Really like really like specific. I feel like there's so many gaps in the music, in like popular music specifically. I don't know how popular that original song is, but I'm sure it probably is. When I was a little kid, oh, it's a little kid that did that parody. He's 9. With that parody? Are you talking about that one? Now familiar with Chappelle Roan, confirmed ultra straight. Well, there you go. You got me. You got me. The old ultra straight, terminally straight, guys. It's over. Joe Toro published multiple Nobel Prize nominated research papers, and he calls himself low IQ. Well, you know, it's not fair to call myself humble, and I wouldn't. I feel like I don't have like people talk about how they'll have like imposter syndrome or something, or like they're humble, but I feel like you can't be the one to diagnose yourself with that. Like somebody else has to say that you're humble or whatever. It's like when Trump is like, "Oh, I'm like extremely humble," you know what I mean? It's like, well, I think it's a thing that other people are supposed to do. What's up, Dora? How you doing though? How was your Wednesday? I heard Chappelle Roan is a genuinely mean person. Nope, I'm straight. I think her buns are out. Every show, cheeks out. Okay. Well, good thing I didn't click on it then. I don't know who Chappelle Roan is. Is that like Dave Chappelle? She performs with her whole out. STG. It's TOS. Okay, well, thank you. Thank you for the warning. Can we get a NSFW tag on that link, please? This is a family friendly stream, you guys. We got family, we got friends. It's family friendly. Yeah, I'm not good enough to have imposter syndrome. That's what I'm saying. And like people People will say that about themselves. They'll be like, "Oh, I have imposter syndrome," and it's like, bro, like you can't be like you could. I feel like you can only say that if you're within the top like 99th percentile of something, right? I mean, and you're gonna know at that point. It's like you might. I think there's a level of measurable success to where you could maybe say that you have imposter syndrome. You know, where it's like if you're like a AAA actor and you're just like I genuinely don't feel like an important person. I'll have imposter syndrome, and you're just like an incredible actor or something, you know. Or like I think it does happen with artists. Like I know a lot of artists specifically who do like incredible work, and I would say they have imposter syndrome, but they would just kind of be like, no, there obviously the excuse is like there's so many people better than them or whatever, which is I don't know if that's like technically like a fallacy or something. Maybe it's like a weird comparison fallacy or something. So humble of you to say. All good, just woke up. What about you? Nice. I feel like I just woke up because I'm very tired, but you know, that is the grind. I got to make sure Nerdy Punk Dev inspired me. Okay, Nerdy Punk Dev was working full time as a game dev. Okay, he was locked in and he was still able to do 3 hours a day. All right, so if I can work a big boy job now, I no matter how tired I am, I can put in 3 hours a day and do what I need to do. So let me go ahead and kind of clean this up, and then I can start putting these trees down. I don't need to be too crazy with it. You know what I'm saying? Chappelle Roan is a lesbian icon. Oh. I forgot her other hit, Hot to Go, Pink Pony Club. Good Luck Babe is another banger by her. I haven't heard these songs. Kaleidoscope song. Once heard a girl say, I'm an underachieving overachiever. I'm an underachieving overachiever. What does that even mean? Like, is that like you were gifted in middle school or like elementary school or something, and then you ended up feeling like you're not successful, or you didn't make it or whatever? There's so many people that feel like that. I low-key feel like all those gifted programs make students feel I don't know, they've like set up students for failure or something. It's like, oh, you're just told that you're really good or special at something because you're some percentile like ahead of a group, and then I think there was like a study about like a psychological study on people who were sort of told that they're really good at something versus not, and then people who were told they were good at something tend to put in less work after the fact because they felt like they were kind of able to coast a little bit on some sort of affirmation they were already given, as opposed to being told they're not good enough, which would inspire some people to do better. So everybody's a little bit different. Like for me, it's always going to be you lead a horse to water, can't make it drink. Like I don't care what people will say about like the stuff that I'm doing. If I feel like it sucks, I'm going to hate it so much, and it like doesn't matter how much. So even if like I was getting millions of people telling me, "Oh my god, this thing you did is so good," I'd be like, "Okay, dude, whatever." Like sure, buddy. Nice psyop you got going on here. Where's my models? Oh, I have the fog filter on. It's my bad. You're gonna lurk for a bit? All right, for sure. Gonna lurk and work. Hell yeah, sound effects guy. Lock in. Thanks for vibing. I appreciate it. Also, I'm realizing I just need to move these trees around and duplicate them. I don't actually have to import a new one. Oops. Pomodoro technique, Joey. But every five min break, he live react. Every 5-minute break. Have you not heard Pink Pony Club song? That song is unavoidable. Let me listen. You linked it, right? The original. I won't put it on stream because it's TOS, right? But I'll listen to it. Is it this one? No, that's Cheese Coney Club. Oh, yummers. Oh, these are all. What is it called again? Oh, you only linked parodies. Okay. I love parodies. Dude, honestly, there's so many songs where I heard the parodies before I ever heard the actual song, and it ruined like God, do you guys remember Bart Baker? Bro, we got to talk about Bart Baker, but well, we'll find it later. If somebody links it, let me know. I want to catch up on this really quick. Her point was that she stresses a lot when she's periodically procrastinating, but won't work either. So she's stressed all day. Dude, that's 100% how I feel. Like it's really hard for me to go out nowadays. It's super hard for me to go out because I constantly just feel like guilty. I feel like, oh my God, I should be working on I'm not successful in the work that I'm doing. So I have no excuse to be able to like go out and, enjoy something that I don't deserve. And then when I'm working, I'm like, oh my God, I should be like doing better or whatever. And it's like, and when at work now, it's like, okay, I should be doing this, but it's hard because I'm like thinking about what I should be doing outside of it. So I kind of feel that. Anxiety is insidious like that. I think that's a very general thing. I think most people sort of feel that way. People will always say that's like, oh, that's capitalism or something, but I don't know. I mean, like pretty much all the anxiety that's generated for me nowadays comes from me just wanting to push the work I'm making more, not like the monetary and like growth aspect of it. Like I don't know how many artists are really getting into it for the money. You know what I mean? I do know a few that are like that, but it's quite ballsy, I think, to do that. getting into art for the money. Pink Pony Club, Chappelle Roan. Okay, let me just check it out. When is this from? It's an old video, right? 5 years ago. It's not that old. I don't want to get DMCA'd, but are you gonna load YouTube? Okay, YouTube forgot how to play videos, but it's okay. Oh. Wait, I had a gift sub in IRI's chat. That's weird. Okay, cool. I don't need this whole video. I've heard this song. I've heard this song before. I've definitely heard this song before. I just didn't recognize the pony or the parodies. The pony. I didn't recognize the parodies. You mean his California Girls parody? Yeah, dude. Oh, dude, Bart Baker or the JV. Bro, I thought that shit was so funny. I was like, I couldn't have been double digits age, bro. I was probably like 8 or 9, and I'm just like, this is incredible. This is absolute Kino, absolute cinema. And it was pretty like grotesque too. But I would hear those songs and never hear the originals because I just I wasn't really listening. Like I was that kid who was like listening to Dead Kennedys, in like middle school. Like I would burn when I got my car in I think sophomore year of high school. I had only a CD player, and so I was burning CDs with like Dead Kennedys and like Jimi Hendrix on them and stuff, and just like playing that. Like, oh my God, I was such a fucking dork. Holy. I mean, shout out Dead Kennedys. They're still goated, but all of my friends were super into EDM, and I hated it. I was like, this is so corny. I want to listen to Holiday in Cambodia. Anxiety is 100% OCD driven and existential. That is tough. It is tough. Feeling need to live every moment perfectly, ensuring I don't waste a single minute of precious time, bruh. That is gonna eat you alive. I don't even know what you do about that, man. That is an intense sequence to experience. Also, Chappelle is pronounced like chapel. Oh, really? Chapel Roan? Now I feel like an absolute fool. Chapel Roan? I like Chappelle Roan though, but thanks for correcting me. Jeez, it took a long time for you guys to say anything. I was saying Chappelle over and over again. You could spend one of the main branches and end up with infinite trees that don't all look the same. Or you could separate one of the main branches. Which main branches? I mean, these are 3 different trees, believe it or not. They're all just, I kind of homogenize them a little bit. This is this tree, and this tree. These are 3 different trees. The thing about this scene is I need to kind of space them out and get an idea of what the visibility is going to look like first before I really go into committing to the scene specifically, because it is going to be like a big forest kind of thing. It's a holiday in Cambodia. It's tough, kid, but it's life. It's a holiday in Cambodia. Don't forget to pack a wife. True. Jello Biafra said it himself. It is, I mean, it's a great song. It is a great song. But, you know, my friends hated it. But I told, you know, that was always the thing though. If you're going to be in my car, you're going to have to listen to Dead Kennedys. I don't know what to tell you. I used to really like Man with the Dog was really good. I don't know if I can say the other one on stream specifically. But Nazi Punks Fuck Off is a wonderful track by the Dead Kennedys. They made some really great stuff. Oh my, I'm blind. I thought they were all the same. No, you're all good. I mean, they do look very similar. They're all using the same material. I'm not opposed to switching them up quite a bit. Again, I think the thing is, like I said, there's going to be a canopy. So you won't really even be able to see the branches too much. It's gonna be mostly closed in, but I need to really get an idea of how much visibility there is first. So maybe I put some anchors out here. The fog I'm probably gonna make a little bit thicker. I think I'm gonna make it like blue, a little bit like ash forest or something. The grass could be maybe a little bit bluer. But with Bart Baker, he randomly sold out to like China, which, you know, you got to get the bag. You got to get the bag. For some reason, I'd be so curious to hear. Like, I haven't really looked too into it, but when John Cena did the, you know, I can't say it right. The Bing Chilling, the whole Bing Chilling thing. Xiaozhong, fuck, I can't say it. Wait, hold on. Let me see. I'm gonna sound like an absolute idiot, but this is me trying my absolute hardest to unironically speak Chinese. 现在我有早上好中国早上好中早上好中国早上好 Okay, never mind. I'm just gonna stop. This is not me being ironic. Hold on. Why can't I change the volume? 早上好中国早上好中国中国中国现在我有冰淇淋 There we go. I think that was pretty good. Respectable. Chinese is one of those languages where if I could live forever, I would learn it. But if I could not even learn French, I don't know how I would ever learn Chinese. Charlie, you're gonna have to teach me. But 现在我有冰淇淋 Oh, okay, but anyway, so John Cena and Bart Baker both went on this arc where they were just making Chinese content and doing like stuff for the CCP, and I'm so curious as to what the deal with all that was. Like, it was a very interesting very interesting part. Oh, thank you. Definitely a native Chinese speaker here. You're basically Chinese Shakespeare. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Oh my god. Also, aesthetically, I love the language. I don't know what these say. I know shushu. Shushu. Love never ends. Real. Shinsai woyo. Bing chilling. Aw. I don't know what this one is. But, oh my god. Charlie, yes, I definitely understand what you're saying, and I couldn't agree more, as a matter of fact. If I'm being real, which I think I am. You know what I'm saying? That too, especially that. I definitely know you're not setting me up. You know what I'm saying? Yes, absolutely, Charlie. Absolutely. Shushu is thank you, right? Shushu. He's saying he doesn't speak Chinese. That's what I'm saying. This is Korean. That is not Korean. That is Chinese. I know the difference I know what the characters look like. Racist? That is not racist. Those Chinese I feel like Korean is really easy to pick out of a character lineup because the letters I feel like they always have circles. They always have circles on them. And they're a little bit less convoluted. I feel like Chinese characters are very dense. They're almost just straight locks, you know what I mean? That's all I remember. Thank you. Thank you for the late epic wisdom. And to be honest, I don't quite know the difference between like Chinese and Mandarin and stuff. I know there's like simplified Chinese and traditional and stuff, and that is definitely outside my knowledge. But also GeoGuessr made me a little bit better at picking that out too, because Chinese looks different enough to where you definitely know, you should also know geographically if you're either in Taiwan or like Japan. But sometimes rural or well, actually Korea more so, because Korea is like very distinct in the geocard, but Japan has low cam, and then I don't think Taiwan does. And like Taiwan's characters are super different from Japanese and Korean. Korean has like a filter. It kind of has like the Mexico filter a little bit. And most of the Korean footage is in like rice fields, and they just look different from rural Japan. Tu hablo Hebrew? I don't. I know L'chaim. I don't know anything else. I've been to a bar mitzvah though. I went to one of my good friends' bar mitzvah, and it was absolutely fucking peak. They had locks, and I have never been more happy in my entire life. It was a great time. It was a great time. You have to know shalom. True. No. Easy French. I had an art teacher in high school who was always like, someone would ask him a question and he'd be like, I'm going to answer you in Spanish. No. And then, which is like such a like dad joke. Always so funny. Or you do the same thing in French. He's like, I'm going to answer you in French. No. Like, all right. Shalom, shalom. True. I do know shalom. I guess I lied too. There's other ones. And chutzpah is Yiddish, right? Chutzpah is Yiddish. Or is l'chaim also Yiddish? I don't know. Hebrew is a cool language though. Also like the characters too. Maybe I just like other languages scripts and alphabet because like English is just what I know. So I'm gonna want the thing that's like different, that looks different to me. You know what I'm saying? L'chaim. I don't know Yiddish. Does anybody speak Yiddish? Maybe like Orthodox Jews or something. Maybe. I'm not quite sure. But I don't know the history too much. um, of Yiddish. So I'm not quite sure. I don't know. Maybe they speak it in Jerusalem in some places, I guess. Maybe. I don't know. I could totally be wrong. Do they speak Yiddish anywhere? Oh, in Europe. What? What the hecky? Where do they? Okay, is it gonna hold on? I gotta actually find a page where it says. So ultra Orthodox Hasidic Jews are gonna be Yiddish knowers. Israel, Canada, and parts of Europe. Yeah. I guess that kind of makes sense. Nice. Some in Ireland, but I always thought it was German before I actually talked to them. I don't really even know what Yiddish sounds like. You thought it was German? Interesting. Do you have it told you about Lethal Company style game with that asset pack? What? You mean like you're gonna make oh. Do you think of Carnegie for the title? That could be interesting. Wait, so you're with that asset pack, you're planning on making a Lethal Company style game? I mean, dude, I would play that. I would play that. The Horror Carnival. I would definitely play that. Are you up to making a Lethal Company type game? I mean, it sounds like it'd be sick. Not gonna lie. Like, it sounds like it would be really, really cool. Lethal Company is a wonderful game. And I feel like the thing about Lethal Company though is I'll do a couple runs and then I get burnt out really quick. So if you can make the feedback loop, you know, a little bit more addictive, I think you got a banger. I'm gonna put a slot machine just to bait XQC. Yeah, no, okay, that's the move. You put gambling in the. I gotta tell you about when me and my buddies would play Lethal Company. We get the mod where there's there's a casino at the shop, like at the end, and basically what the game became was just gambling. Like we would just gamble we weren't even playing the game. We would do the first day and then go to the base and then just gamble. And it was like we weren't even playing the game. So like every time we play now, we have to disable that mod, otherwise we're just gonna gamble. But gambling is yeah, that's how you get XQC to play your game. Server dev will be sick. Real. I've been messing with .NET version of Godot. Interesting. Oh, so you'd make it in Godot. I guess I should have assumed that, right? Pretty sure Lethal's in Unity, right? Whoops. Not that it really like matters or anything, but because you can add any .NET package to your game, which includes networking-based things such as VoIP. Ooh. Yeah, you kind of need VoIP. I feel like there's things that you that are absolutely essential. Like you need VoIP for sure. You need some kind of like quirky physics, I reckon. That would probably be essential. I think that would probably be absolutely essential. Yes, Lethal is repo, I'm not sure. I don't know what repo is made in. I don't know what repo is made in. I feel like repo is made in Unreal. It kind of feels like a game made in Unreal. But I also wouldn't be surprised if it was Unity. The thing about repo is I feel like I understand that repo it has a very specific kind of style. Same with Lethal Company. But I really wish you could play it without the post-processing. Because it's like repo would be a very different game without the post-processing. Same with Lethal Company too. Not that it's like a bad style choice or whatever, but it's just it gets and you do get used to it, but it's a little bit jarring, I think. Don't worry about license fees or any of that. Yeah, I feel that. And you have the most experience with. Am I familiar with Mixamo? Yeah, I used to use Mixamo. I don't really have a use case for it anymore, and I also don't have I lost access to it because they don't allow students to have the license anymore. You used to be able to use it if you're a student. That is no longer the case. When I've only really ever used it a couple times. One of them was to make Dagoth breakdancing. Because I just like really quickly made a Dagoth model and then wanted to do some breakdancing. That's kind of it. I think I used it to like test some animations, but never. I don't think I ever really published anything with it. I didn't do a lot of rigging. Yeah, like if I was going to use Mixamo, it would probably be for like an actual project, and I never really committed to doing something where I needed pretty specific animations like that. So premium animations rig, definitely meme up the game with Mixamo. Yeah, I mean they have all the dances too. I mean there was somewhere where they ripped all of at the time they ripped all of the dances that were in Fortnite. And so for a while I had the default dance animation, and that was fun to mess with, but Mixamo only has so much meme value. You know what's funny too is like I think if you use Mixamo enough, or really kind of at all, like you'll recognize when people are using Mixamo when you see the animations they use. If you're ever looking at a meme and they do a very specific type of dance or motion or something, you 100% know they used Mixamo. It's just kind of funny. It's like, oh, there's that Mixamo animation. So saves time, but they're also just they're iconic too. So that's a big part of it. He make Dagoth do Hatsune Miku dance? Yes. Dude, I'm not gonna lie, every day I think like, should I just be doing like really popular, like, you know, recognizable character IPs, and people will probably be more interested in seeing what's going on, but I never end up doing it. I'm just not super interested. And I think people are way better epic memers than me. So, or you could go down the road, the path. You could go down the gooner path, but I don't think. I think if I were to ever do that, I will say this: I probably wouldn't be doing it under my name. if that ever happens, and you're like, "Oh, is this something you made?" I'll never give you a straight answer if I'm on my main account. That's all I'll say about that. But you know, I wonder. I'd be interested to talk to a couple artists who were doing a lot of stuff like that in before the AI kind of scare, because I wonder if that's really affecting their ability to make money off goonery. Because you know, you used to have to really ask. You used to have to ask somebody if they could make your thing, whether it's 3D or 2D or whatever. And nowadays, if you really don't care, I mean, you could literally just like generate it for free. So I mean, will the art market recover? I don't know, the digital art market, but I wouldn't be opposed to making Hatsune Miku though. I love Hatsune Miku. Hatsune Miku's my goat. And Dagoth is also goated, but a little more niche, a little niche. I feel like most people know about Dagoth now though, or maybe most people who at the very least would play games or something, or would recognize him. There was that Dagoth wave that got really popular. Joey reacts to all of One Piece. True. I've never seen a single episode of One Piece. I think maybe when I was like 10 or something, I saw it. I still can't believe it's going. But I already know how it ends, you know. If you don't want to hear spoilers, then stop listening right now, because I know that the One Piece is the friends we made along the way. So if you didn't know that was the real One Piece, then I'm sorry to break it to you, but it is what it is. You know, I guess I could just plop these down as trees or like as foliage, but I want them to be actual sprites. Indeed it is. The One Piece is real. That's what I heard. The guy, I don't know who's like the principal writer or whatever, the, I guess, creator, if you want to call it that. I think he had said that explicitly is not what the One Piece is. The One Piece is not the friends we made along the way. Could you imagine the outrage? It'd be like biblical levels of rage bait. Be like, Luffy, we made it to the One Piece. Like, wait, there's nothing in it. You know, there's nothing here. I guess that means the One Piece, the friends we made along the way. There's probably some like Marvel tier edit of that, right? Where like, what's the corniest thing we could possibly do? Make the One Piece about the friends we made along the way. One Piece. What if the One Piece is just a modern Glock? It's just an AR-15. It's just, oh my god, we found the One Piece. It's a solid AR-15. What? It's just the whole show is just a sponsor for Armalite. Crazy. It's one big ad for Armalite. The #1 trusted weapon for self-defense. Like, oh, wow. That's epic. Hell yeah. They're flying One Piece flags in revolutions. If it was the friends we made along the way, Japan would fall. There would be, dude, I mean, could you imagine if, yeah, it'd be crazy. You never know though, you never know. I mean, is the manga, is the manga done? Like, is it already finished? So do we know what the One Piece is, or are they still going? Are they still going strong? No, it is not finished. Okay, well. Well, there you go then. Because if it was, I mean, it's kind of like The Boys, I guess, though, right? I don't know if it's, I've never watched One Piece, so I don't know. But if it's anything like The Boys, it's just different. That's such a ridiculous statement for me to say. if it's anything like The Boys, it's gonna be different. Like, yeah, no, we know. But The Boys writing in the comics is like very, very, very different from the show. So you can't, like, you can know everything that happens in the comics and still kind of be surprised with what's going on in the show. So I don't know if One Piece is similar. They're milking it. Yeah, how long? Do they have some kind of... They said that it will end, right? I mean, it probably would be more upsetting for people if they said that it wouldn't end. If they were just like, oh, yeah, maybe we'll finish the One Piece. Maybe the One Piece is the real One Piece we One Pieced along the One Piece. Maybe we won't finish it, you know, who knows? So you never know. All right, what I'm gonna do to kind of mix things up a bit is I'm gonna put some bigger trees here. So 1, 2, 3. And these are too big. These are a little bit too big. I think these don't have collision either, so it should be okay. You'll be able to see them, so. Okay, you know what? If I'm being real, I probably should have had the bigger trees first. Just for the actual, but I don't want the canopy to be super high up though. I want the canopy to be really, really low. Although maybe that's not a good idea. I gotta think about it. The animes try their best to stick to the source manga or novel or whatever. Oh, I see. One Piece is 20% off coupon for a rental at Blockbuster. That is the One Piece is, I assume. Wow. That would be absolutely incredible. Okay, you know what I think I'm gonna do actually? I think I'm just gonna increase the size of all the trees. Can I change all of their values at once? I think I can take them and then I think I should be able to edit multiple of them, right? So scale, like what if I change this to 2, 2, 2? Oh, but you know what? But they're actually smaller. So they realistically would be like this. I mean, I think this might be better if I'm being FR. because it should be so dense that you really can't see too far out. But maybe I go like 0.7, 0.7, 0.7. Speaking of the One Piece, since you're using fog, you should see this. Let me check this out. I'll check that out in 1 second. I'm actually going to go to the bathroom really quick because I'm full of water. Okay. All right, I'll be right back, all right? Hi. All right, let me check this out. Ooh. Fog. Love a little fog. I mean, we're gonna be doing something. We're gonna be doing something with fog. I think I'm gonna make it a little bit blue. A little bit bluer. The water is quite nice though. Me likey. I'm always a big fan of the fog. Thank you. Isn't the One Piece supposed to be super old? What if it's an artifact that's no longer considered powerful in the modern world, but simply having it scares everyone into submission because they believe it's powerful? That could be kind of cool. Some kind of relic. Basically giant things with red glowing eyes. The next one I'm doing, I'm planning on having something similar to that. This one specifically is going to be pretty canopy, pretty closed canopy. So nothing too big, nothing will be taller than the trees, but I'm going to do a different one that will have something like that actually. So it's funny you bring that up because it's on the list of things to do. Yeah, Avernick, you should write it. Hop on Google Docs and pull up. Okay, I think this is a better I think this is a better thing. This is a little bit better. $50 says when they find the One Piece, they don't know what it is or what it's supposed to do and automatically activates at the right time. I'm kind of well, I think the One Piece is, I don't know, what can you even do with the One Piece? Maybe the writer's just like, what you know, how do I not absolutely fuck this up, you know? I mean, no matter what it is, some people are gonna be like, you mucked up the One Piece. Okay, I actually think these trees are a little bit too small. I want them to be a little bit bigger. Let's grab them all. It should be the same size though. Shouldn't say multiple. They're all 0.7. Let's go 0.8. Thickify. I guess I could make them a little bit short. Let me see what happens if I go like 0.5. Okay, that's I don't know about that. Let's see 0.7 maybe. 0.8. I mean, for some reason, I like them better when they're a little bit short. So I think I'll keep that. Pretty sure billions will be spent on bets the chapter before we find out what the One Piece is. Do you well, I think we've sort of heard maybe what Abernick's pet theory would be, but would you be willing to bet on what you think it actually is? I would put money on it just for fun because I don't know anything, so I'd feel less like poisoned insofar as the well. So maybe I would say, like, is it going to be a place? I feel like it's going to be a place. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's like it's going to be some kind of like Nirvana or something, or Shangri-La. It's going to be Xanadu. That is the One Piece they're going to go, and then it's going to be Citizen Kane. They're going to be like, oh my god, he is real. I would like $20. Buy chicken wings with the profit. Well, you got to go on Polymarket, right? On Polymarket, people are probably going to be putting up big money for it, dude. Oh my god, there's I feel like you could just bet on anything nowadays with any value you want via Polymarket, right? You just you just find something that you have some minor level of like insider knowledge on, and you're just like, oh, I know what's gonna happen, and then boom, easy. It's that easy. It is that easy. I'm definitely gonna have to make this canopy not cast ray shadows, that's for sure. Because otherwise it's gonna be way too dark in here. One Piece is that was inside yeah, okay, well, what's the word for that? When there's a plot device that kind of the thing itself, like the actual whatever it is, doesn't really matter. It's like the rug from The Big Lebowski or the briefcase from Pulp Fiction. It's not a MacGuffin. A MacGuffin is, or wait, is it? No, it's called something different. MacGuffin is like it's a thing that just gets the plot going. But I think a MacGuffin usually implies that. Actually, no, maybe you're right. Maybe it is a MacGuffin, because I guess it does make sense. Like a MacGuffin could be anything and just gets the plot going. I feel like a MacGuffin is usually a negative connotation, though. Like it's usually a way to be dismissive of some sort of plot device. But I feel like even though it technically it could have been anything in The Big Lebowski. It didn't have to be a rug. It could have been a chair. It could have been a doll or something. It's still very important. Maybe it does matter that it's, or maybe it is a MacGuffin. Holy reference, yeah. It's the thing about the briefcase though is you're sort of specifically with the briefcase, you're much more interested in what's in it than you would be with like the carpet in The Big Lebowski, because the carpet, you already know what it is and you don't really care too much about it, right? Whereas the briefcase, everybody that opens it is like, oh my god, this thing is incredible. So there's some sort of level of curiosity that's like baked in. Whereas I think most MacGuffins are something that the viewer probably isn't really supposed to care about. Wow, hi, Mr. Slightly Sight. One Piece isn't going to be a friends we made along the way, bro. That's copium. It is going to be the friends we made along the way. All right. Don't get it twisted. What if it's Death Star plans? It's going to be, yeah, it's going to be, what's it called? It's going to be Leia's Death Star plans, bro. Help me, Obi-Wan. You're my only hope. This guy comes in here with the maximum cope. It's gonna be the real friends we made along the way. Hey, I've seen a lot of quotes that end up not being consistent. Okay. Ain't gonna write like that. You think so? Okay. Whatever you say. Okay, well, so then what do you think the One Piece is? Okay. What do you think the One Piece is going to be? Because it's got to be something. If it's not going to be anything, if it's not going to be nothing, it's got to be something. That's just logical reasoning right there. So it's going to be something. You know, I don't know how I feel about this. At the end of the day, the forest isn't going to be super big. Like I could just go forever, or I could just like actually put trees down and make it be a certain way, but the framing of it is actually pretty important. So I'm gonna like move this around a bit. If it's not that, it's either the Holy Grail, the ring from Lord of the, it's gonna be the Epstein files. Oh my god, it's just gonna be the Epstein files. We knew it. Oh my god, we knew it. It's the real Epstein files we made along the way. Let's go 0.34 maybe. How far can I go with this? With the fog, it's going to be a little bit tricky. I wish there's a better way to do the weight blending on the actual fog opacity. Although I think, let me change the emissive here to like be blue. Like a hollow blue. And then do I make it white? I could go all the way and just make it completely emissive. I'm just gonna do this so I can see where the fog fall off is. A little bit thick. The government shut down waiting for Oda to release the Epstein files. That is the real lore. That is the real lore right there. The government shut down. Dang, we still shut down, huh? Kind of crazy. Maybe near fade distance is just light, and then the start distance is a little bit closer. Or maybe not. Okay, let's pull it down. I wonder what the max is. Wow, so with max emissiveness, it's so bright. 0.3, 0.2. I mean, this isn't really what I want to do. So it wouldn't make sense, but if I pull it all the way down to like here. Why can you even make it dark? Or why can you even just pull it all the way down to black and then get rid of it? Like I feel like if you're gonna do this and just make it completely nighttime, it's like you do 5 and then now you're playing Slenderman, right? Find my pages. Where are my pages? My favorite theory is that the One Piece is something that destroys the red line and unites the 4 seas, creating the all blue. Wow. This guy watches One Piece. That's crazy. That's crazy. It's all 7 Dragon Balls. It's all 5 parts of Exodia. Actually, I think Avernek's right about that one. It is the Dragon Balls. Dude, you have to give it an emissive. Otherwise, it's just not good. Right? Let's go to like here. Otherwise, can you actually give it no emissive and still have an albedo that isn't white? Oh, you can. Or that isn't black, I mean. Interesting. Okay. I think this will net me a better result. Makes it a bit better, a bit more atmospheric. Second best theory. Okay. Yeah, second best theory. I still think it's going to be a place. There's no way it's going to be a thing, right? There's just no way. Oh, you know what I'm realizing? If you keep it, I probably have to do a way higher value than, hold on. It's going to be Shangri-La, guys. Me, as somebody who's not seeing a single second of One Piece, I hate to tell you, but that's just what it is. Okay, so if I go 3, what if I go like 2.5? No. That is too silly. How many episodes is One Piece at to now? I mean, they got to be they're in the thousands now, right? Maybe this is fine. As long as you start somewhere where, oh my god, what the fucking fog has to load in. It's so stupid. Why am I even doing this in Unreal? Just kidding. I love it. I love Unreal. Definitely want the fog to be on the low end. But the start distance, low-key, could even be a little bit later. Unless I have it... Wow, you could... Jesus, you could go crazy with the fog here. Start distance, like 10, maybe? Wonder, to what point does it actually start being effective? Like 100? No, like 50? We'll do like 50. Is it negligible of a change? I mean, kinda. Let's do like 50. It could be the Death Note, a Philosopher's Stone, or an N-word pass. Maybe. God. He said something along the lines of, the story follows pirates. Of course there's going to be a treasure. A treasure. A treasure. I mean, that could be anything. What do you treasure? You know what I mean? If you were a pirate, what would you treasure? This thing of mine really didn't let me hear. If I go full vertical, I might mess around with that, but I'd rather have the fog be on the ground than in the air. Don't need an extinction radius. What is the default is 1 here. Otherwise you could have it super thick. You know what I could do is change. I'm a little bit curious about this. A lot of these are built in so that you use these default values. You're really not supposed to like type it like that. But this is just a little bit interesting because you could make it so thick for like no reason. Let's just go 1, and then this is what, like 2, I guess. But I probably would end up just lowering this. I'll keep tweaking it. What even is the Philosopher's Stone? It's like an ancient thing that people would talk about, right? He said something along the lines of this. Oh, I already said that. I already saw that. Damn, wait, so 1,200 episodes. I mean, that's insane, bro. I don't know how you keep up with that. Oh, dab, I didn't see your dab. Thank you. I should probably put on like sounds for that or something. What if it's a cursed object where a powerful ghost possesses the body of a person who opens the treasure chest? Wait, let me read that again. A cursed object where a powerful ghost possesses the body of a person who opens the treasure chest. But then they got to deal with it. Well, I guess I feel like one of the big questions is, are they going to continue the show after they find the One Piece, or is that the end? It's like, wow, we found the One Piece and then that's it. Or is it going to be like, we found the One Piece and then there's like 300 other episodes? Because if that's the case, then there's going to be a lot to consider when it comes to what the One Piece actually is. Because if it's just something that they get and then they have, if it's like you have unlimited food, it's like, yeah, yippee, and then the show ends, it's like whatever. But if it's a chest that opens and curses them, you're gonna have like 5 trillion other episodes to have that plot point all sorted out, right? Weren't they trying to overthrow the government? I have no idea. Are they? They're peaceful protesters, bruh. They're not insurrectionists, okay? They're peaceful. They are peaceful protesters. I figure it would show that them doing that and then become the pirate king. Oh, maybe it's like Sea of Thieves and you become a pirate legend. You ever think about that? Like they get the One Piece. Let me turn off this fog while I do this. They get the One Piece and then they all get super clouted and they become pirate legends. How did I end up duplicating 2 trees like literally the same exact way here? Let me get out of here. The One Piece is at the last island, but there's a lot of the story that they have to do off the island. I see. Wow. Imagine knowing literally anything about the show, about one of the most popular shows ever made. Crazy. Are you going to put bets on it, Mr. Slightly? Mr. Sight? I mean, I'll put a bet on it. I'll just take whatever your theory is and then put a bet on it, to be honest. If you won't. You know? Surely it's gonna be exactly what you say as you say it. Oda always surprises people. Okay, but it's got to be like statistically impossible for not a single person to be able to guess it, right? Surely. Unless it's quite literally unfathomable, you know what I mean? Surely somebody will guess it. You just gotta read the tea leaves, you know what I'm saying? Some shit no one guesses. No one, not even him. It's just a black screen. He's like, you guys can't even fathom this. Not even Oda knows. Nobody knows. Those who know, those who knows. It's the original draft of 50 Shades of Grey. There you go. Yeah, it's just gonna be, the end of it is just gonna be like a Ariana Grande concert. It's gonna be a Fortnite concert. Okay, it's like it's the One Piece, and then it's gonna open and they're gonna drop it tilted, and then it's gonna be a concert. It's gonna be epic. It's gonna be epic games. It's gonna be absolutely goated. He's only ever told. Oh, so he already knows what it is. I didn't even know that. I thought he hasn't conceptualized it yet. He's told people. That's dangerous. That's dangerous, bro. I wouldn't tell anybody. I mean, I probably would, but I would think telling anybody is a terrible idea, probably, right? Because now you got a loose end, bruh. Now people are gonna know. You can't do anything about that once the cat's out of the bag. Oh, and then what happens if people find out or people say it, and then he's like, "Oh, I guess I gotta rewrite it now." You know, I gotta redo the ending because everybody fucking guessed it, or like somebody leaked it. Idea: announce what the One Piece is in Fortnite crossover event, like how they announced Palpatine coming back. Is that how they? Oh my god! Wait, because Palpatine was in Fortnite when the Rise of Skywalker came out. Oh my god! Fortnite, I still can't believe it's going strong. I like reconnected with some friends yesterday, we did like a 3-way call with some people I'm like pretty close with, and then like playing Fortnite together. I'm like, oh my god, Fortnite's still going. I feel like a boomer. I don't know what games are popular anymore. I don't know if people are still gonna be playing Counter-Strike anymore after the update. Fortnite's still going strong. Palpatine's back. Fortnite is back. I think Fortnite is sort of just that child that can't be not that child, but it's the thing that will just it'll never go away. And that's a good thing. I quite like Fortnite. I've never been a Fortnite hater ever. I think a lot of people just hate Fortnite because it's popular, because it's like cool. It's like cool to hate Fortnite or whatever, but Fortnite is a profound piece of cultural media that says a lot about what people want and what people will engage with. So if you're a Fortnite hater, you're only allowed to hate the gameplay, okay, or the aesthetics of it. But if you hate the culture, I don't know what to tell you. It's a losing battle. It is a losing battle. These trees feel a little bit short, but I also am not going to make it like a path. I think what I want to do is actually have an adequate amount of density to where it kind of looks like you're just walking through a natural forest and not like a very obviously intended to be shaped area. I've used this tree so many times here. This is gonna feel a little bit weird. Oh, Pakaku, what's up? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Yo, how are you doing on this wonderful Wednesday? Wednesday night. It is Wednesday, my dudes. Ooh. It's good to see you. We're talking about my favorite anime, One Piece. I'm gonna get rid of the dog. I'll put the dog in here. I do want to frame it appropriately, but I think it could be good if you don't really see it at the start. You know what I mean? Like who's gonna build a tower like this? Although maybe these trees are really, really tall. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna do what I said I wouldn't do, which is do my thing. Let's take them and make them big. Okay, they should have the same. How come there's some trees that are not the same size? They should all have the same size. We're discussing ideas for what the One Piece from One Piece will be. Exactly. Money is on the stuff they stole from the Louvre. Dude, I hate that I end up learning about what's happening in the world through memes and I have to like backwards engineer all these historical events. Like I kept seeing pictures of the people who were, because they were dressed as like construction workers, right? Or something. Or they did something weird. Maybe there's a different story I'm thinking about, but the people who robbed the Louvre did it in a very, very like interesting way. That was not conventional, I think. It's so weird how tall these feel. But if I'm being honest, I think it's a good thing. I might end up having to turn ray tracing off if they take up too much, if they make too much shadow and you just literally can't see anything underneath. It's a 2016 Chevy Silverado. Could you imagine? That's what I'm saying. The whole thing is going to be an ad. It's going to be an ad for Armalite, and it's just going to be an AR-15. You know? It's going to be like, oh, the real One Piece was the AR-15 we made along the way. Wow, epic. And then it's going to be, I think it's going to be a Ford F-150, or it's going to be a Toyota, what are the Toyota Toyotas? The pickups? Toyota, not 4Runner. What am I thinking of? What are the Toyota War Toyotas? I think that's what it'll be. And I'll be here for it, you know. I'll be here for it. I'll be shouting from the rooftops. I'll be like, let's go. Okay, I think it's appropriate enough to take some bunches and start multiplying them. It'll be a Dodge Ram with a shitty driver to be more accurate. There you go. That's exactly what it'll be. It's just gonna be like a Cybertruck. It's gonna be like, wow, Elon's gonna buy One Piece, and then it's gonna be a Cybertruck, and everyone's gonna crash out. It's gonna be an NFT. It's gonna be the original Bored Ape. Crypto Bros can't lose. I don't know what to tell you guys. Crypto Bros they can't lose. It's gonna be a Bored Ape. It's gonna be one of those what were they, the Pixel Punks or whatever. Those were some of the worst. Dude, did I ever tell you guys? I feel like I probably shouldn't be saying this, but like when I first got back on Twitter, I wasn't on Twitter for the longest time because I thought Twitter was just a cesspool of degeneracy, and it is. But there is a good side of it if you can get your algo to give you good things. Right now, I quite like my Twitter because it's basically just like art and game dev, and it's wonderful. But when I first got back into Twitter, I had a buddy who was like, oh, you know, I have this group of friends who are on Twitter and they're like artists and they're doing good stuff. I'm like, oh, that's cool. He's like, oh, you should like get on, like meet them. I'm like, all right, for sure. So I get on and I'm meeting them and they're cool. They're cool. But then there's this other side of the art Twitter. And this was 2020. This was like 2020, around early 2021, I think. There were people who were in these spaces who were like crypto. They were NFT artists. It was when NFT artists were huge or abundant, I guess I should say, not huge. And I would go into these spaces where they're having conversations about NFTs and art and stuff, and it was so funny because like I was making like paintings, like I was making like traditional paintings and not doing digital really. I was doing some Blender stuff, but like pretty much just or regular traditional paintings. And you know, they would go around and people would talk about what they're doing, and a lot of them would just be like, oh, I'm like, you know, like generating pixel art or generating these images or whatever, and then doing this NFT stuff. And then when I was like, oh, I'm, you know, doing physical paintings, and you know, I'm like I just graduated and I'm like working on these like large canvas paintings and stuff, and I'm just like whatever. And they're all just like, oh, you're like an artist, huh? You're like an actual artist, huh? And I'm just thinking like, where the fuck am I right now, bro? Like, what is this crypto digital space? Like, it was so bad. It was so bad. I was just like, I got to get the fuck out of here. And then, all the NFT stuff. And I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I did mint a couple things. I was like, I'll just try it out. And I minted a couple like images just for really cheap for fun. And it's not like they were really expensive or anything. And I'm like, okay, I'm done with this. And I just got off immediately. I was like, I'm not doing this. Tacoma, yeah, that's what it is. A flash drive with 10 million Bitcoin. That is the real treasure. Do they have the internet in One Piece? The One Piece movie, the One Piece is a movie pirating website. That's what they end up finding out. Twilight Zone ass situation. It was very surreal. I think it's also just because this kind of goes with what I was talking a little bit about yesterday. Like, I'm more comfortable talking to people online now, but I think it's generally difficult for me to make, like, I don't like tweeting on Twitter because I just feel like I'm not thinking about something that I'm going to say now that is so important I need to say it, and then a year from now or 10 days from now or whatever is still going to be, it's still going to be up and it's still going to be there. I'd rather not do that. At that time was when I really felt strongly about Twitter in that kind of way, where it's like, why are people just feel the need to talk nonstop on Twitter without being asked? And it's kind of funny because I guess that's what I'm doing now. I'm just doing unsolicited talking. But on Twitter though, like typing something, unless it's like an absolute banger or like a joke or something, like I get that. Or if you want to post your bars on Twitter, I respect it, but people on Twitter have some very interesting opinions that I can't say that I fully agree with, but I think a good portion of it is Russian psyops as well, meant to sow some misinformation and vitriol within the social media space. You know what I'm saying? Okay, what I'm gonna do with all of these, I think I'm just gonna turn off ray tracing. Let me turn on fog really quick and see if it lights anything up. Kind of does actually. I mean, it basically just fills in the spots. It's also, this isn't how thick the fog is gonna be, but it does help me think about the framing of the thing that I want to do. But anyway, so NFTs really aren't a thing anymore, thank God, or at least they kind of aren't. And you know, I wonder, okay, I have a tinfoil hat theory about the Valve update, the Counter-Strike Go update where they nuked all the knife prices. I'm under the impression that they did it because they're trying to cover their ass in not appearing to be how do I say this? I think that Valve wants to disconnect themselves from the ecosystem that they've created around like underage gambling in Counter-Strike. That's my tinfoil hat schizo theory. There's no evidence to back that or anything, but I don't understand why Valve would push an update that is so obviously going to nuke one of their most like profitable. I say one of the. I don't know. Again, I don't know the values on that, but it's going to nuke a very influential source of their like monetary base. And there's been so much coverage of kind of the disgusting realities of what CSGO like trading really is, and all the gambling sites and underage gambling and everything. And so I always wondered, you know, how is Valve never getting in trouble for this? Like, it feels like they would get, somebody would have sued them at this point or something. So I don't know what it is, but then, you know, maybe they're just making so much money off of it that it doesn't really matter and they'd rather just keep it like this. And so I wonder if they nuked the market with this update so that they could kind of plead that there's no connection to them and enabling this kind of gambling atmosphere. You never know, never know. That's just a theory. Gay theory. Thanks for watching. Okay, anyway. I need to change the LOD on this one. Does it need to be -1? Not static. LOD screen size? No, it's already 1. Max LOD -1. I mean, -1 is base, right? But will it change if it's 0? I actually can't tell. I just feel like it's weird when it loads in. -1. Maybe it doesn't make a difference. I'll change it to 0 and then we'll see. We will see. But yeah. I mean, it is pretty crazy to think about all the money that was lost in that update, and I genuinely wonder what the reason was. Why would they do that? You know? Why would you take something that's so good for you and destroy it, you know? It's like, man, I'm living my best life. I'm about to just cut off my arm. I'm so happy I could amputate my leg. Like me when I can't decide how I'm feeling. I don't need 10 fingers. They just take up extra weight. I'm over it. You know? I have to imagine. It's the only thing that makes sense. 11 fingers. I don't weigh enough. I need to add more fingers. We need more fingers. We need to normalize grafting, appendage grafting and skin grafting. It's gonna be like what? Not like like Elden Ring, but isn't there a movie where people kind of do that? People are just like keep augmenting themselves. I'm sure it's a pretty popular sci-fi thing. 11 finger. 10 finger. Kid named Finger. Absolute classic. Are there any games you guys are looking forward to? I'm gonna start making a list of indie games that I'm gonna be trying to play on day 1. There's a wonderful game called Eternity Egg that I would do insane things to play. I don't know if you guys have heard of it. On Twitter break? I've been locked in. I can take a break. I've been good, you guys. Right? Do you guys know what I'm talking about? Eternity Egg. This guy. This guy's making such a banger game. It's so good. It's got wonderful music too. But Eternity Egg. It's got like the old CG aesthetic. I don't even know what you really called it, but beautiful music, beautiful atmosphere, made in Unity. I love it. There's some really good, he's got some good gameplay videos too. This one has no music, but I mean, this just looks so fun. Like being able to move around and all this stuff. Oop, on Steam. I'll sign in and get it, but his handle name is user ians, but it's like user lands. And Eternity Egg is goated. I want to find one. It's a couple that are just so good. I mean, just seeing the movement and like the way you can fly around all these places. I mean, pretty cool. Love it. Bounce. I mean, doesn't this just look great? Yeah. Anyway, check out Eternity Egg. Because I will be. And I mean, it's not exactly a scary game, so not totally in how you say in character or theme or whatever for October, but it's still sick. And it's coming out December 11th, I believe, or at least the demo I think is coming out December 11th. Some playable version of it is coming out December 11th. So I'm gonna be doing that. I'm gonna be big doing that. Me, fake gamer who does not play video games. Only pretends. But that's normal, right? Surely. All I gotta do is just play Eternity Egg, and then I'll never need to play another video game ever again. Pretty sure. Pretty sure that's how that works. The other Resident Evil coming out looks so good too. Requiem. I mean, I say it looks so good. We don't know a ton about it, but any Resident Evil game is a dub. Is just an absolute dub. Like we're always happy. We are always happy about a Resident Evil game coming out. There's simply just is nothing else. Nothing else I'd rather do. Maybe another Silent Hill. Silent Hill F does look good, but I wish when I heard Silent Hill F was coming out, I thought it was going to be Silent Hill was it PF or which is the one that was like the demo on PlayStation that like scared everybody? That one was so sick. I think it was like PH or PF or something. That game, Silent Hill F specifically, looks incredible, and I've heard super good things about it. But I do want the game that we never got, unfortunately. I also don't want to spend money on another game right now. And I also don't know if my PC would really be able to handle it, if I'm being FR. I'm kind of lost here. Let me run through this really quick. Let's see. God, the fog artifacts look so bad. Like the Lumen sampling. I guess that's why you're not supposed to, but I guess that's why people use an emissive scale here. You make Silent Hill Joey Toro's cut. Thank you. Hey, that'll be the one. That'll be the one. It'll be the best Silent Hill. The only Silent Hill that I care about, that anybody should ever care about. And Silent Hill 4, of course. The Room is absolutely goated. Okay, I'm gonna tweak with these numbers a little bit. Get an idea of where we're at. There's also gonna be some post-processing shenanigans involved. Thing is, I really like this, but I'm not gonna be able. I don't think I'm gonna be able to get rid of the artifacts if I keep it this way. I don't know if I'll be able to get rid of them in general, at all. I'm not really about daily with some friends. My blood sugar was tanking. My friend's like, "Who's the killer Pyramid Head?" It's Triangle Man. It is Triangle Man. Why were you playing Dead by Daylight? That is maybe the worst game ever made. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Dead by Daylight is me being a hater because I'm bad. It is my literal real definition of mad because bad. So they won't let me live it down. I mean, he is Triangle Man. I mean, if you don't know what Pyramid Head's name is, what else are you gonna call him? You're gonna call him Triangle Man. It is a difficult game. It is a difficult game. You've gotten decent Survivor, really? I only really played Survivor. I felt like playing Killer was lame. I don't know. The thing is, I think I just mentally, the barrier for me to be interested in a game that's like, with that kind of isometric, gameplay, it's just bad for me because the whole point of the game is that there's a killer and survivors. So is this the emissive? No. So having so hating on people for playing killer is just like totally stupid. I understand that. But it's not going to stop me from being a hater. I really feel like I don't need to use an emissive for this. But okay, what I wanted to check is if it gets rid of the Lumen artifacts. Okay, it doesn't. So I'm just not even going to use it. I'm not going to use emissive at all. I think older games did use emissive though, right? Like older games basically just had a like a post-processing thing where like at a certain range things would be covered. Not a fan of playing killer. Streamers who play that game are absolutely, yeah, I know. I used to watch Otstarva, but you know what makes sense? Otstarva is kind of a unique animal. He used to be a 911 operator, and he used to speedrun Dark Souls 2. And Dark Souls 2 is like his favorite game. So it makes sense that somebody with that kind of brain is gonna love DBD and be able to play it constantly. Because it really is, you have to be built different. Reverb fart, I beat. This is like the Zelda Lost Woods type shit. Yeah, that's like exactly what I'm going for. That is exactly what I'm going for. I'm trying to get the fog in a way where I like it. Hi, Pikaku. Lovely stream we're having. Oh, lovely stream you got here. I randomly just got the urge to play Killing Floor. Another absolute banger game. But unfortunately, I heard the third one sucks. I heard the third Killing Floor is not good at all. Let me whoops, wait. Go back to 1. And then maybe okay, I'm gonna try something. So let's get rid of that completely, and then let's raise the extinction scale so that it's a little bit thicker. Okay, but now the fog doesn't actually reach you in time. I wonder if there's a way to make it so that the trees interact with the fog in a less intense way. Because it would be nice if they didn't like exclude the volume that's created around them. So true, bestie. The only thing that could make it better is a stem tetrapod, maybe. Ross Creations did a video where they they tried trick or treating to the same house in different costumes until they got caught, and the guy was an actual NPC. Was he just like, oh, here you go? I mean, how do you know he wasn't just like playing into it? How do you know he wasn't just like, okay, here you go, buddy? Cast shadow doesn't actually seem to do anything. Affect indirect light. Dynamic shadow. Contact shadow. It's gotta be something to do with fog. Static when not movable, visible and rendering, mesh painting. Allow cold distance volume. Oh. Wait, did that change it? Hold on. No. Detail mode low. I mean, all the LEDs are the same. I hope that these models have their appropriate poly count. Don't know anything about it. My eye got really itchy all of a sudden. Some of the costumes were not full body. Like they went Mario Luigi with fake mustaches, glasses, and disguise. This man was a bot imposter. Actually, okay, but how do you know he wasn't playing into it? Is what I'm saying. How do you know he wasn't playing into it? Oh, dab. Wait, that was old. Old dab, my bad. Unless that was new. Dab. It was like that Resident Alien show, and bro was just trying to blend in. I don't know what Resident Alien is. Resident Alien. Is there a volumetric fog thing here? Because after the end, at the end, after 11 costumes, it came back twice in the costume, and he was like, you were already here. Oh, yeah, maybe he's kind of trolling. No, you never know. You never know. There's a non-0% chance, okay? Volumetric translucent shadow, that could be kind of crazy. None of these are weird. Create blocking volume. Light convex volume? Bad parameter. Invalid cube dimensions. Wow. It's like this man is not present at all. Bro, it's Halloween, bro. Bro's probably tired. Gotta give him a break, you know what I mean? I'm sure he had a long day. It wouldn't be a constraint. I don't know if it would be a collision. Relevant for level bounds. Ignore analytic collision. There might not be a way to do it. It might just have to be ignore in ray tracing, or like visible in ray tracing. Because now basically everything will get really light. So if I take all of these, like let me just take all of these trees and then grab them. Take these guys and go like blanc, and then go over to my ray tracing and then get them out completely. Then now I'm just in actual fog. So it actually is better that way. Or it's easier to work out, because now this is I think the move. Otherwise I'm gonna have to deal with although you still get occlusion when you're close, which is kind of weird. You're gonna set up Streamlabs while you're here? Hell yeah. Well, I'm only gonna be live for a little bit longer. It is almost about that time. And today, unfortunately, I did not get enough sleep, and I was not feeling good today, to be honest. I need to take care of myself. I need to take care of myself and actually get sleep, and not be on my phone while I'm in bed, because otherwise I will die. So I need to be a little bit careful. All right, let me check. See, I mean, this, I do actually kind of like how this works. It makes it so dark, but otherwise I edit the fog, but then it's all like, it's harder to get a good evaluation of how much fog I need here. So let me just, maybe if I just get rid of it and then edit the actual fog, I'll kind of I'll be able to do it a little bit better. Although the scene is going to be bright though is the thing. So it won't actually get darker. That's kind of that is, I guess, part of the problem. So I'd have to maybe change the light to make it actually darker. But I'll just like lower it a bit, I guess. Or go 1. Because yeah, like, so if there's none and everything's just full bright, then it's exactly that. Everything is full bright. So I have to decide if I want to go for like the real N64 kind of look. I mean, I say real N64 look, but obviously it's not. Volumetric fog is not a hallmark of the N64 exactly. So let's just do this. And then the light itself is probably just going to have to be dim, I reckon. So the intensity is this 2. Wow, this is actually a really cool light. And then this one, wait, so if both of these are off, are they really going to be that deep? So I got to remember this so I don't mess this up, but by default, I'm at 0.2. Okay, so let's go 0.01. Okay, it's basically off. Is it actually off completely? No, it's still visible. That's interesting. Okay, and then this one's 0.26, so let's go 0.02 for here. Now it's really dark, so 0.2 and then 0.26. Now it's really, really dark. 0.1. I could just make it dark, but 0.1. And they're about an even spacing. And I mean, you're still getting the you're still getting that ray tracing artifact issue that I was talking about. I'm just gonna try something as well. I like that these are for some reason not visible in rendering. I don't know what's up with that. Is that a bug or is the camera just, oh, the camera has post-processing issues, that's why. FML. I mean, this is gonna give me a better indication of what's actually happening. The blend weight should be 0 for this. Let's go ahead and add like a big block. Shapes cube. Let's go ahead and just put a big old block on my dead blocks. Because one of these things is probably gonna have to have. I have 2 options here. I could see if the shadows that are created by these meshes is way too much. There's no way where there's no world where the leaves, the canopy isn't not visible in ray tracing, because it's going to create such a ridiculous shadow that like it's gonna be completely opaque basically. Hello Joey, oh, what's up Zinva, how you doing? What are we doing tonight? We're working on a forest a little bit. I mean, I hate to say it, it is 9 p.m. so I'm only gonna be I'm gonna only be live for a little bit longer, but I'm working on this forest here, and I'm trying to figure out what the move is for getting the lighting to work the way I want it to. So I'm still kind of blocking out some of the things, but there's going to be a big canopy that covers most of or all of the roof really. So trying to figure that all out right now, but yeah, how about you? What are you up to? How are you doing? How's life? How was your Wednesday? This lovely Wednesday. Okay, so this actually isn't too bad, I think. The problem is you still get that ghosting in the distance, though. You still get pretty bad ghosting. I'm honestly surprised. I thought that making everything not visible in ray tracing was going to be the solution. Maybe that's because I have the emissive on. Or I think I do actually have the emissive on. It would be a problem, but yeah, Zimba, that is what I'm up to right now. What about you? What are you up to? Are you working on anything? Is this? Oh, it is 0. Uh-oh. Ruh-roh, Raggy. Although I think if I give it some sort of emissive, I could probably get away with let me test something. So if I go, oof, that could be insane. The thing is, if the fog is too emissive, it's gonna be so distracting. It's gonna be way too distracting. So let's turn it up to a point to where I can see if I'm gonna get ghosting in the distance. Okay, so you actually don't. I think this is probably what I'm gonna stick with. Something where there's an emissive fog. Otherwise, the other solution to this is to give these trees an emissive map. Like if I give them an emissive value of like 0.2 or something. But then the problem with that is the fog has to be a lot stronger, and that's a lot harder to control at a local level. So, yeah. I'm in bed. Today was very hot, but now it's cold. So I'm very wrapped up. Nice. It's kind of like that here too, actually. It was actually pretty hot. And now it's cold, but that's just how it always is up here. I'm like a little burrito. I mean, that's the only way to be wrapped up, I think, right? That's absolutely how I am. I started using a weighted blanket, and it honestly changed my life. Now I like cannot sleep without it. And I'm always just wrapped up because I like sleeping in when it's cold, you know what I mean? If it's hot, I love when it's hot during the day. That is my jam. I feel like I have energy. Everything feels good. I don't feel like I'm a geriatric, you know, rickety old man. Like I do when I'm in the cold. So, and then at night, I like it being basically freezing. That is exactly how I like it. So, but glad you're comfy because it is, you know, it's nighttime now, so you don't got to worry about anything till tomorrow. Nice. Hopefully, unless you have something due. Do I do this the lazy way, where I take maybe some trees and then just doop-de-doop? Are you on team winter or team summer? I guess it kind of depends. Like, am I on team winter or team summer? I mean, I like fall more than anything else, but for practical purposes, summer is better for me because of the warmth. But summer, where I'm from, gets like over 100. So as much as I like the heat, summer is a little bit too hardcore for me, and winter is a little bit too cold for me. So I feel like I'm really split. I think I'd have to say team summer because I like warm nights if it's possible. Warm nights are very fun, like walking around and taking walks at night when it's warm, you know what I mean? But winter is aesthetically fun. Autumn all the way. My brother, we lit, true. I mean, autumn is goated. I mean, Halloween is my favorite holiday, okay? Halloween's my favorite holiday. I love the color orange, okay? When I see orange outside, I'm very happy. Dead trees are cool too. That's why I like winter. Summer's cool because everything's green. I do like the rain though. I mean, if it rains on a summer day, that's very cool. I like weird weather. Maybe I don't like when things are boring. So if the weather is gonna be weird, about it. Weird in a good way. Not in a I can't sleep because it's 200 degrees outside. Because that's the other issue with summer is like, while it's fun because it's hot during the day, when it's hot at night, it's so difficult to sleep. I'm just in bed and I'm like, I can't do this. I cannot do this. You know what I mean? So we have winter all year, but summer between December and the end of February. So you have like, don't they call that like an Indian summer? I think, where it's like Or is that something different between December and February? Oh, no. Actually, I'm stupid. I think that's different. It's interesting. You have winter year round. Winter is great though because you do get an excuse to just wear sweaters. I'm a pretty skinny person, so I do better in the heat just by default because I don't like wearing a bunch of layers. People will always be like, "Oh, you can put on infinite layers, but you can only take off so many layers of clothes." And it's like, dude, putting on more layers of clothes doesn't really make you that much warmer after a certain point. Like, you need to be intentional with your layers, right? Like, you only need a few layers if you want to stay warm effectively. Otherwise, you could put on like 20 layers of loose shirts and you'll never be warm. And the problem is I just like all of my shirts are big on me. So you love summer because you can wear cute outfits. Fair enough. I mean, that's how I feel about summer as well. I love wearing shorts. I like wearing like a baggy shirt and shorts. That is my aesthetic. But I can't really do that up here, unfortunately, because I'm not built for it. Maybe if I gained a bunch of mass or something, we'll do a workout arc next time. That will be what happens when we'll do my gym arc. I'm gonna get huge. You guys will be able to coach me in real time and push me, and we'll do sub goals for weight limits. You know what I'm saying? You live in south of Chile because the center north of Chile has normal seasons. Oh. Yeah, because you're south of Chile, so you're super far away from the equator, right? So the middle, I guess that would make sense. The middle of Chile kind of gets normal seasons. I wouldn't really think what the south would be like so much. I know it like snows. It snows down there quite a bit, actually. And I only know that from GeoGuessr. Because sometimes I would get a winter wonderland and I'd be like, I'm either in Argentina or Chile. And I feel like it was always Argentina. Have you tried jazzercise? I have not. I've seen a lot of jazzercise though. We had like a family pool, or like I say like family pool. We had like a pool in our neighborhood that people go to, and there was a time called Adult Swim where they would all be doing like jazzercise. And I was like, what the hell is this? And it's just I don't really understand it, but swimming is the like best exercise you could possibly do, I think. And it's fun too. I actually really like swimming, but I just don't do it a lot because this is basically what I'm doing in my free time now. This is my free time. So imagine eating or working out or swimming. Couldn't be me. I'm moving around trees. I should probably be more efficient with how I do this, but it's just an excuse to go live, I guess. The more you exercise in a pool, the more you're just swimming in your own sweat. Is that how that works? Do you really even sweat when you're in a pool? How does that work? Because I mean, if you're constantly being cooled off, are you even really secreting much sweat at all? Like, you probably are just by absorption, because your skin, if you're constantly in contact with water, you're probably like secreting a little bit, but I doubt it's to a very very extreme extent. The sea is soup. Yeah, the sea is just one big military soup that's constantly churning, constantly cooking, right? That is a big true. That's a big true. The sea is a soup, but that makes it sound like it's supposed to be appetizing. And I think the sea is maybe the least appetizing thing I can imagine. Like, I love seafood. Okay, I love seafood, but sometimes the seafood scent like throws me off a bit too much, or like the smell of the sea. Like, I really like the smell of the ocean, but it's not always super appetizing. But I like the taste of seafood. So I have mixed feelings about it. I also just like feeling the ambience of the ocean, you know. It's just a wonderful experience. The sea is fish soup heated by underwater volcanic vents. I mean, you're not wrong. I don't know how heated it gets in the ocean though. If you're near, so if you go near one of those vents, is the water around the area gonna be really warm? Because surely, surely the vents are somewhat temporary and then they'll like dissipate after a while. I have to imagine that's just the case. The sea smells like fish pee. I agree. It smells like fish pee. It kind of smells like human pee, honestly. But you know, we love the sea, okay? We're big ocean supporters here, right? So it may be fish pee, but it's wonderful. Okay, we loved ocean. It definitely smells like all kinds of things. I don't know what fish pee actually smells like, but I think fish. The ocean is probably the best frame of reference you could have for what you would think fish pee smells like. I always think it just smells like fish in general, you know, or like whale carcasses or something. Are these? Did I invert these? No, I didn't. Okay. Have you ever done an underwater animation? I don't think so. I'm not like I've thought about doing it a few times. I do some animations that have like water in them. Part of what I wanted to do is make like a fishing game with water everywhere, or at least in one place where you could fish on each map. But fishing animation specifically, or like an underwater animation, I have not. It's not off the table. I've seen a lot of underwater animations that have been popular with like AI, people making AI videos. So I feel like now when I see underwater animations, I'm just like, I think about those AI videos. And I'm like, oh my God. If you accidentally drink seawater, is it cannibalism because there's dead bodies in the ocean, so they're part of the soup also? Water levels? No. I love water levels though, okay? I'm that freak who loves the water temples and games and the underwater levels. It's always interesting to me to see how devs solve like really weird problems that are like consistent across multiple games. Like are the swimming mechanics going to be bad? You know, am I going to hate myself for doing the underwater level, you know? I love the aesthetic of the ocean and underwater stuff, so it's always cool to see the art that's involved in that. I'm a big fan for that reason. Gameplay wise is kind of a toss up, but again, it is interesting to see how the devs solve those problems. Because creative solutions are always fun. You know what I'm saying? We love that. Desert maps as well are very cool. Big fan of desert maps. We'll do more. We did one not that long ago, but it's time for another one. And this one is going to be a little bit more cryptic, I think. I want to mess with the post processing on this one as well too, to make it seem a little bit more a little bit different than the other ones. This one feels some of these walkthroughs feel a little bit untouched. I kind of want to push the way they look to make them look a little bit more unique than just like an old game, kind of like something that can't exist, you know. But maybe that's a little bit impossible. I don't know if that makes sense, but just trying to mess around with new stuff. Okay, so let's see what this looks like with fog. Ooh. So you pretty much can go almost anywhere and still see the external fog. For the purposes of this, it's going to be just seeing here too. And I also got to decide on the distance of this as well. I might even I might even spread these out and make it, or like make it much closer too. Because I think there's too much ground here. I think there's too much ground here. I don't know why I thought you made a young Deku tree animation with these, or it as a previous piece. I feel like I have at some point. I feel like every forest thing I try to make ends up looking like some kind of Deku tree. It's like a great Deku tree or young Deku tree or something. It happens quite a bit. If I'm being FR. Let's spread all of these out. This is gonna be a little bit crazy. I got confused with your Majora's Mask animation. Wait, which one? I feel like that describes almost half of the things that I've made. My Majora's Mask animation. The one, is it the one with in the desert, or is there a forest one? I feel like I haven't even made that much stuff, but let me think. No, wait. Is it the desert one? Or are you thinking of something else? It says Ocarina of Time. Okay. It's the house. Wait, which one? Oh, in how many? I feel like I've made a lot of houses. Like House MD. Oh, this one? Oh, let me see. The Potion House. Yeah. Yeah, I feel it. I mean, that's kind of what I was thinking you were talking about. That one definitely is directly inspired actually by I know it says Ocarina of Time, but it's a mix of Ocarina of Time and also Majora's Mask. Like the potion, the house that is a potion. Originally it was gonna be something different, I think. I feel like I had different plans for it, and then I ended up doing that. But yeah. Is the arm yeah. That is his name is like question mark question mark question mark. He's the goat, you know? But that one is definitely from Majora's Mask, pretty much, or it's directly referenced. The room is a bit more. You know what I was looking at actually is I'm sure you know, if you know Plastiboo. Plastiboo is like an illustrator who makes very unique illustrations and drawings, and he's like pretty famous on like Instagram and stuff. I really wanted to make something that was like really dingy, because I feel like he makes stuff that's really kind of dingy and crazy, but also really unique and interesting. And so the room is more something like that, where I would just kind of draw and be a little bit crazy. So that all of those textures were hand drawn for that reason too. Whereas like previously, I mean, I say hand drawn, but I drew them with my mouse in my hand as opposed to like taking pictures, which I was usually doing. And sometimes I would do like the painting method, but not on that one specifically. So I feel like my animations are unique. Oh, I appreciate that. You really think so? I feel like I get pretty discouraged whenever I go on social media, if I'm being 100% honest, because I see there's a couple people who are really making like AI stuff that feels like it was something that I was trying to go for, and I'm just like, fuck. And they're able to make it so much and so consistently. I'm just like, dude, I mean, the human element has got to be there. It really does. But it is kind of disheartening seeing so much AI content, you know, where it's like, damn, I guess you just put, you know, you could just generate it, but at some point, all it really takes is for someone to just train based off of something that I'm doing, and then all of a sudden, you don't need me anymore. Wow, they never disappoint me. They're always so good. Oh, I appreciate that. And you love watching the process? Wow. That, I mean, thank you so much. I appreciate that. I mean, I'm glad that I'm able to like go live and kind of share it too. I think I could, you know, I've spent so much time just sort of working by myself and making these things, but being able to kind of share the process a little bit, it's been great. And I think it helps me actually stay motivated, and also I'm always learning something too. Because people will help me with things. So even though the you know, the technical aspect of the work is very limited, I'm always appreciative of people coming in and seeing what we're up to. We'll always need you. Wow, oh my god, that's so sweet. We'll always need you. So motivating. Oh my god. Well, I appreciate the love. You know, it's hard out here, so we're always in need of support. So I appreciate that. Thank you, Zinba. It does mean a lot. It does mean a lot. And I mean, I'm gonna keep doing this for really as long as I can too. So hopefully you get, you know, what you get out of it, you continue to get more out of it. Because as long as I have an internet connection, I'm gonna try and go live every day for the most part. When I got home from work, I just laid down face down. I was so tired. I felt like just absolutely horrible. I think the problem is I can't stay in one spot for a long time. Like if I'm not talking or interacting with somebody, I can't stay in one spot. And so I'm gonna be honest, like I don't know what I'm gonna do, because I need to fix my sleep, because I think that's a big part of it. But I can come back here and just go live and then start working and then pretty much stay motivated, because I got a camera on me, you know, and I want to talk to people, so I can do that. But like if I'm gonna sit here and stare at a screen, I like don't think I'd be able to be productive after a while. Like I'm so, yeah, like I don't know. It's weird. It's weird. So hopefully I can, you know, do this and get the support I need to keep doing it, because it's definitely everything feels like it's being done by AI now. So hopefully hopefully I'll have a place, you know what I'm saying? Hopefully. But surely you can trust me that I'm real, right? And not a robot, right, guys? Right? If you're consistent about streaming, you're going to become internet famous, then cure cancer, then become king of the world. Trust? Okay. All right, Avernex. I mean, I believe it. I believe it. I believe it. See, this is the strat, you know? Stream forever and ever and ever and ever. Eventually, somebody makes a Sora video of me implicating me in some kind of crime, and then I have to go to court to defend it, and then I live stream the court. Okay? I live stream the court, and then everyone's going to be like, wait, so is it real or not? And then part of it ends up being Sora generated, and yeah, it's gonna be a whole thing. So don't get it twisted. It's very real. Also, I'm like totally getting lost in the plot here. Let me get rid of this gigantic white cube. I do not need that. I can be fixing all your sleep. Let's call one night and I'll tell you my goals and dreams. You see how fast you start getting sleepy. Is that really? Is that how that works? All your goals and dreams, are they just, do you have an infinite amount of goals and dreams, or are they all like extremely boring goals and dreams? Unironically, I've considered like melatonin again, but every time I try it, I get groggy the next day. It doesn't really, it makes me tired for a very brief window, and then if I miss that window, being able to fall asleep, I'm so groggy the next day and I can't do anything. It's a very unfortunate scenario, but you know, I'll take any help I can get. All right, so whatever works. Okay. Sorry, show me what it'll look like when Joey Toro finds the One Piece. Joey Toro finds the One Piece. Oh my god, guys, we found the One Piece. I was right. It was the friends we made along the way. Wow, that's crazy. That's crazy. Oh my god. Is that the One Piece? Real. So real. Man. I'm telling you, it's gonna be the friends we made along the way, you guys. Cope as much as you want. Keep coping. It's the friends we made along the way, alright? Joey was the One Piece. I was the One Piece. I was the MacGuffin. Huge pog, huge pog. You know, I like your emotes, Zinva. I gotta get on that. Did you make them yourself or did you like commission someone? I think when I started, I was like, oh, I'll probably like end up making my own over time. But to be 100% honest, I think I'm gonna commission somebody to make some emotes. I think I would be happy to just have emotes. You know what I mean? Like we'll probably have some custom ones that are relevant, like inside jokes and things, but I definitely want my own custom emotes. Or sorry, like I want emotes that somebody else made for sure. So I can like support somebody else and then also have some quality emotes. Because if there's one thing I'm not good at, it's like that kind of emoticon design. It is not my style. Like sure I could put in the work and kind of figure it out, but I'd rather have somebody else's artistic expression present. You know what I mean? You drew these ones using emote references. Wow. I mean, they're really good. I like them. I mean, that's kind of like the style that I would be interested in too. Those are pretty sick. Do you do commissions for emotes and stuff? You commission the other ones. I see. I mean, those are all classics too. Like you need the pet one, you need the excited one, you need the cheerleading one's goated, the yapping one's good. Need a pog, definitely a pog. But I'm not a very good, like the drawing I like to do is really scuffed and messy. So the emotes making something legible at such a small scale is going to be a little bit weird for me. You know what I'm saying? Okay, let me test this really quick. Okay, I actually think this is better. I think separating the trees is a little bit smarter. The canopy will be good. I think I'm gonna layer some bushes that I have made. Probably at varying height degrees. Maybe I'll just do some models and duplicate them over and over again. Probably don't need to be too crazy with this stuff. Like if I'm being real, I could probably delete some of these trees as well. You need this. Yeah, that one's crazy. I do like that email a lot. These trees are an invasive species. Replace them with native trees instead. I'm gonna replace them with lampposts and utility poles. That would be an interesting environment. Just like a back rooms made of utility poles. Remember that I showed you guys that comment, right? That guy made about my neighborhood, where it's like, oh, by the way, you know, you wouldn't actually have utility poles and light posts in the same region. And I like thought I was going crazy because I was like, what is this guy talking about? And then he got in an argument with it wasn't an argument, but like he started talking with somebody else and they were like, no, it's actually like this. And then they started talking about like wattage and stuff. I'm like, this guy's like some electrician in Norway or something, or I don't even know. It was so weird. It's very surreal to see people talking about trees in my in the comment section of one of my posts. So, but hey, you know, it's good. Maybe I should introduce a bunch of lantern flies so they can you know, enjoy the rest of the world. We love lantern flies. Okay, let me test this really quick. Okay, I think I want this tree to tilt this way and turn like, I think maybe this is fine. Maybe I pull this in here. If one day you run out of ideas, impossible because you're very creative. Oh my god. Talk to me because I can come up with very funny ideas. Oh, for like emotes? Every time I watch your streams, I can't do them now because I don't know how. Are you talking about like for emotes? I'm okay. Don't let anything about what you're seeing fool you. I am creatively bankrupt. Okay. I am creatively bankrupt. I cannot come up with ideas on my own. I need to like spend so much time just like thinking about what I want to see, and then eventually I'll be like, oh wait, I have an idea, and then I'll do this. But this is they end up being super simple anyway. There's some people who really got it. You know what I mean? There's some people who can really come up with some stuff. I'm not one of those people. Oh wait, this is a different tree. Which camera am I looking at here? I'm totally lost. Let me see. This is oh, this is one of those trees. Okay, well I need this tree. There we go. These ironbark trees aren't indigenous to the same the same as the Bermuda grass, literally unplayable. Hey, to be fair, the bark and tree textures are subject to change. The fog is going to completely obliterate everything, so I was tempted to make the grass something different, but if I'm being real, I'm probably going to be overthinking it. I mean, animations, okay. I mean, yeah, I'm always down to hear ideas and, you know, see what's going on. The Discord is a good place also to put those kinds of things too, but, you know, I'm always open to hear anything in general. So, again, I'm creatively bankrupt, so I would love to steal people's ideas. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I'm just kidding, I don't steal, but everybody steals to some extent, okay? It's in a good way. In an endearing way. You know what I mean? All right, let's turn this one this way. These trees are a little bit thick. I should have made the roots maybe go out a bit now that I'm thinking about it, but I guess it's okay. These trees look a little bit crazy though. Receive 100 messages from you. Oh my god. Fair enough, fair enough. Just gonna see my phone vibrating non-stop over and over again. I mean, I'll bank all those ideas. Oh my god, beat link. What the beat doing? I show speed gets doxed on stream.
Whopper, whopper, whopper.
I feel like I've seen this.
Whopper, 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 junior, double, triple, whopper. You live at 14 Cambridge Street, Sydney 45365. You use Verizon Wi-Fi. Your SSIDs.
Oh my god. I wonder if that's actually real. Where did it say he was? Jeez.
Is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Europe is 1, 6, 1, 7.13.185. You to open other men's Claremont Avenue, Cambridge, 436.
Oh my god. He's from Ohio? I didn't know that. Speed's from Cincinnati, very pog. I had no idea. BK. Have it your way.
You live at 14 Cambridge Street, Sydney. 5365.
Speed's so funny, bro. Jesus. That's too funny. At BK. Have it your way. You rule. That's so wholesome. That is so wholesome. Okay, I actually want to change this tree for a different one. I'm swapping out for a bigger prize here. I want this one. Look at that. Look at me, my princess. My little princess. Isn't she beautiful? I'll like bury it a bit too. Low key, this might not have been a good idea. Maybe. Very pog. I think this is okay. I don't want to like cover the tree too much. But we'll actually start the, I mean, the camera doesn't really matter if I'm being real. I care more so about the start of it. This is like 10 years away from being a mainstream advertising technique where AI generated personalized ads on demand based on whatever is most effective. And it finds that paranoid people are susceptible to having their personal info leaked. So people, are you saying like people would get AI generated ads that like has their personal information like displayed to them? Because that would be crazy. To be honest, I feel like we're not even 10 years away from that. I feel like that could be closer, you know? Like I actually think that could be closer. I think the biggest problem is there's not a like again, I think a big thing is the sustainability. Like I don't know what the sustainability of AI generated ads would really be, because you're dealing with such a you're dealing with like such a exacerbated problem already, and trying to manage that much energy output, I don't know how that's going to even happen. Waiting for Stranger Things season 5 for all the cast to be having a midlife crisis. Dude, I know. Where is season 5, guys? Dude, Stranger Things is like, for some reason, one of those shows I just watched. Like, I think it was during COVID. I just like binged the entire season while I was playing. That was when I was doing at like the peak of me doing ZBrush. So I would just literally be in ZBrush all day, just sculpting away. And I was like, I need to have something on my other monitor. And wait, where's the start tree? I always forget where the start tree is. Let me move that back. And ZBrush is or sorry, Stranger Things was just one of those shows that I just ended up watching a ton of. Like they generate ads based on what works for you, but it taps into unhealthy parts of your psychology because it works so scaring. So if scaring people gets them to buy stuff, they'll do it. Oh my god. Yeah, dude. It's scary. There's a girl that went to high school. There's a girl I went to high school with. Is that Maya Hawke's doppelganger? Maya Hawke. Is that like Tony Hawk's daughter or something? She sent you her pic in Discord. Let me know what you think. Who's Maya Hawke? Tony Hawk's daughter, maybe? Didn't he name his son Mike? Trolling. A little bit of trolling there. Oh, yeah, I said that. Yeah. Let me. Okay, it's 9:40. I gotta stop. You guys. I gotta unfuck my sleep schedule. Can I just maybe you know what I should do is I'll just stream till 7 in the morning and then never sleep ever again, and then I'll go to work and I'll do it all again. Surely that is a healthy thing to do, right? The other problem is I don't turn on my nightlight anymore because I don't want it to mess with my color on my monitor. But the problem is I think it makes it harder for me to fall asleep. So we're getting that issue. My hog is a lesbian ice cream girl in Stranger Things. Oh. That's her name? Sleep is overrated. Have you considered simply brain damaging yourself via sleep deprivation? I've considered it. So I was saying, I don't understand how people can stay up like 24 hours a day. Or I mean like occasionally like they want to fix their sleep schedule and they do that. It's just, that is not on the table for me. I'm telling you. It is simply not on the table for me. Let's just move these over here. Oops. Sleep, I'm not a big fan of sleep. I've never slept and felt refreshed after. Like I think I wake up multiple times in the middle of the night when I sleep, and I just never wake up feeling refreshed. I always wake up feeling like I'm sick, and the morning is just terrible. It's just so bad, and I don't know what to do about it. Kind of crazy, huh? It's like some kind of sick joke God played on me. Just like, oh my God, what if we put you in a world where you have to wake up early, and then we make you feel like you're dead every morning? Wouldn't that be epic? Lay epic prank. Top 10 epic creation pranks gone horribly wrong. You sent the doppelganger? Okay, I'll check it in 1 second. In 1 second. Let's move these. Maybe I could just delete ones that are a little bit too close. Like I probably don't need another tree here, that being FR. I need to be a little bit more conservative. My trees. Do I need one here? I mean, we could also push like a tree in here. I think I just went a little bit overkill, but I just need more trees like in the background. So we'll do that. If the fog ends up poking through it all, it's probably going to be a problem. Like you shouldn't be able to not see any trees, you know what I mean? But maybe that's just because the fog isn't thick enough. Actually, hold on. Does the fog, I can't remember if the fog has emissive or not. It's at 0.3 right now. Jesus. All right, let me just check this doppelganger. Oh, poggies. Wait. I don't know if I can show this on stream. I mean, I see it. I think to be 100% honest, I would say it's kind of close, but mostly because they're wearing the same outfit. Otherwise, I think it would be a little bit more hard pressed if I'm being FR, if I'm being on gang. Oh, I could get rid of the scaling completely here. And we'll pull it like this. Then max opacity 0. Yeah. Not hard disagree, huh? Hard disagree. Wait, do I push the fog out and then make it thicker? No, I probably just want the fog to be more dense. Like I want the fog to actually be thicker, so maybe I could do 2 and then make the extinction light. Yeah. Like the extinction can be to about here maybe, and then we'll go like 1.4. That's actually still pretty high. I might need to actually change it a bit. Why do I feel like the start is so low? Someone is smoking that good ganja up in here. Somebody is having too good of a time in this forest. That ganja. Start distance can be 0, and then I mean the view distance doesn't matter as long as it's maxed out, but I can always change the albedo to be a little bit lighter, but more blue. I think I'll probably end up saturating the fog a bit. I kind of want it to be a little bit more dreamlike. I think that's closer to what I'm looking for, to be 100% honest. It's a little bit crazy, but I think it's good. You send me suggestions? Okay, thank you. I will check them out right after this. It's bedtime. Good night, all. All right, good night, Beat. Thanks for hanging out and vibing. I appreciate it. Stay tetrapoding. I absolutely will. I'll be finding somebody that we can raid into too. I'd use the translator a little bit. Oh, interesting. What translator? You had to use a translator. Interesting. Well, I'm excited to check them out. Oh, people are live and vibing. Stay tetrapoding, fellas. Yeah, pretty crazy. Pretty crazy stuff. Oh my god. We could find somebody who's live right now. Oh my god, there's me. Wow, do I really look like that? A lot of VTuber streamers. Twitchy Bun Gamer. I'll use someone who's like, is there anybody with like a face cam? Anybody with a little, oh, this guy's doing minis. Last time I rated somebody who was doing minis, they didn't even know I was there. Do you think this person's paying attention? They started half an hour ago. They have no sound. I think I need to do someone who's there, and then we'll just say hi. Oh. Let's see. Or wait, Sam Mochi. They're in just chatting, though. I want someone who's doing art. Do we just rate a VTuber? Say what's up. They're doing Halloween drawing. Andres here. It is in Spanish. Would like they have an English tag though. What's up with that? One day I'll actually, oh my god. We're doing this on Twitch? Oh my god. That's crazy. That's crazy. One day my Spanish will be good enough to where I can actually communicate with people. But realistically, all I can do is ask for help on things and be like, or I can ask if somebody needs help on something. What is happening here? Like, necesitas ayuda? It's like, oh, do you need help? Or necesito ayuda. Abstract 4K. I don't know if this person's lying. Maybe I think we just raid Brightside low key. Although, what is he doing? Halloween update, grab the jack-o'-lantern. This sounds cool. We'll raid Brightside. Wow, you sound really good, really? Muchas gracias. I like rolling my R's though, at the very least. Arr, you know? I'll find more people who are. Wait, is this guy doing Deku's? Wait, hold on. I'm sorry, Mr. Brightside, but if this guy's. I just saw this Deku tree here.
Wrap it up.
Oh, is he done? Is he wrapping up? Stream ending. Okay, fine. We're going Brightside. Arr, arr. I can't. I used to be able to do it for longer. Arr, arr. Hold on. Arr. Okay, whatever. We'll work on it. Okay. Arr. But what else? What else do I know? I don't know. I just like asking for help, or I feel like I have to be in a situation where I need to say something, or like I say lo siento. I used to say atrás a lot, like behind. I think that's how you say it.
Okay, no, I must have fucked something up.
But that's just from
I must have fucked something up.
that's just from working in a kitchen where I'm constantly coming around the side and being like, oh necesito cilantro por favor. Muchos gracias. Why am I hearing myself? That's so embarrassing. Okay, we're gonna raid my man. Don't worry, I can't pronounce the double R either. Can you pronounce N like niño? Niño? Like that? Or is there a different one that I'm not thinking of? Loving my accent, thank you. I mean, I am Spanish. I'm Spanish and Sicilian, so if anything, I get a little bit of the Italian accent in there sometimes by accident. Niño. And when I was learning French, I would accidentally use Spanish accents while trying to speak French. And so my French and my Spanish would get mixed up and it was really bad. So I'd be like, you know, what I say, like, bonjour, you know, je m'appelle Joey or something. I don't know. That's so stupid. Oh my God. That sounds like fake French. Whatever. It'll happen one of these days. Whatever. Anyway, we're going to go say what's up to Brightside. But I appreciate you hanging out. It is late for me. I have to sleep to get my life together. So, but thanks for hanging out, everyone. Zinva, Beat, Avernict. Appreciate it. All right. I'll see you later. Okay. All right. Stay safe. Be careful. Bye.